Yo, what is going on, everybody? I am JB, also known as King Mexico. What's going on? Welcome to the Trash Talk panel on Mondays, the Monday Trash Talk panel. Today, we're going to do an official review on Anime Matsuri, everything that happened this past weekend. That's right. For those of you that don't know, they've been living under a rock. Anime Matsuri was from Thursday until Sunday. They just passed by us, and they've already announced their dates for next year. Ooh, whoop-de-fucking-do. So I was wondering, did anyone in our comment section go to Anime Matsuri this year? Probably not. Chad says, yo, T-minus 4 days till Delta. That is right. Delta, HCon, and Comic Palooza are both in Houston, Texas this coming weekend. The final countdown, the road to Delta and Comic Palooza finally comes to a head as we are nearing both conventions this year. This weekend, Justin says, AM was trash this year, bro. So many things suck. AM is always trash. Serenity says, play. Hello, elbow call. Yami Asaru 49 says, hello. Matsuri was a dumpster fire. Let's go ahead and look up some hashtag Anime Matsuri. Because I was trying to, I invited a couple people to come join us on the podcast, but however, nobody did. So let's go ahead and look for the Anime Matsuri tag.
This alley used to be. This is one of the worst organized artist alleys we've ever been in. Let me tell you why. This is the view in front of our booth at 5 p.m. But that's not everybody. The crowds are all the way down on the first floor. And these are what the crowds look like in the main vendor room where the artist alley used to be. Being separated wouldn't be so bad, but the George R. Brown Convention Center where we are is ginormous. And you have to go all the way down one end of the convention center to the other end and go up 2 sets of escalators. Let me show you how bad it is. The con hall entrance is all the way over there, and you have to come all the way down here in order to find the escalators. Notice there are no signs to say Artist Alley up that way. You come up the escalators, gonna go around, go up another set of escalators, still no signs about Artist Alley. You come up the escalators and you come to this gigantic open empty space. And then you have to go all the way over there. This is the saddest thing. This should never happen. This is one of the worst organized artists.
Wow. That was pretty fucking bad. Holy shit. That is worse than I thought. No support for the artist there. Artists got fucked over this year. AM did major damage control in their Facebook forum. I'm surprised that there wasn't a fight at AM, and their days are getting closer to Delta HCon's usual time frame, which is usually in August. Replying, yep, there was a fight at Anime Matsuri. Yikes! The escalators went down at one point over the weekend. I bet that made the already isolated Artist Alley even more isolated. Hey, yeah, somebody, Saki Kitty, shared this video saying why you should not support Anime Matsuri. There was a missing person alert. Apparently, there were a couple of them. All right, there's a video, Ministry of Otaku, Vic Mignania, whatever. Vic Sandwich explains how a few people via Twitter is polarizing society using the biblical story of Gideon. Oh. Keep spreading positivity, love, light, and enlightenment. Vic, the haters might be loud, but actions speak the loudest, and wherever you go, support follows you in doves, and the money flows. And every song. You know what? Vic Matsuri. Yeah, okay, I'll call him that. Vic Matsuri. Vic Matsuri just went to Anime Matsuri for the first time. It was a great experience. Seems like some people had fun. Sad Artist Alley. A lot of Artist Alley vendors are complaining about Anime Matsuri as a whole because of what happened. It's no thank you everyone who stopped by and support our Anime Matsuri. Joining us for the first time as a guest is somebody from the very, very popular, very, very famous group known as Zero to Heroes.
Hello. How are you guys doing today? How's it going?
Thank you. You just missed it. We just shared a video where one of the Artist Alley vendors was showing us how empty the third floor was for the Artist Alley, but how the first floor for Anime Matsuri was packed.
Dude, I saw that on TikTok. That was absolutely disgusting.
I'm surprised they didn't have them all on the same floor. Even by Matsuri standards, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah, it really is. Like, then again, the George R. Martin Brown building, the Anime Matsuri building is huge, and it's also the end of the pandemic. So I'm like, not a lot of people are going to be joining, but who knows? They should have prepared for that. They should have downscaled the entire thing.
I got something to share. It's another video from another Artist Alley person that they're saying that Artist Alley is not going to be like a lot of artists aren't going to be supporting Anime Matsuri.
Man, this happened 1, 2, 3 times too much.
Oh, they left. Like, I think they left after maybe 1 or 2 nights. They didn't stay the whole weekend.
Damn.
They said, I'm leaving tonight. And in their video, they say that Matsuri's raising prices.
Really? Raising prices for what?
For Artist Alley.
Oh, jeez.
So, Anime Matsuri, first off, before we begin, I want to apologize for everybody. I want to apologize to everybody for what happened on Friday. The podcast is gone forever. It's gone. It was probably one of our most successful podcasts of all time. It's gone. We're not going to upload it. We're not going to fuck with it. We're not going to run the risk of getting banned from YouTube, from Facebook and Twitch. So we're just going to it was a one and done. I apologize for what happened. The guy used the screen name Jace Burner, which is actually one of our co-hosts. So I trusted it. I got tricked. The guy knew what he was doing. Apparently, he had scouted us. He knew that I would trust the name Jace. And once he came on, you couldn't really see it on the stream. It was only visible for like a minute and like a second and a half. But on when we saw it, it was like for like 10 whole seconds before I realized, because I was paying attention to the Anime Matsuri page and not other stuff. So I do apologize to everybody for what happened. For those of you that don't know what happened, somebody came to the one our one live stream where we are bad mouthing Anime Matsuri as it's going on. We actually got a lot of haters too. We got people saying I stand with Vic. Vic did no wrong. Some bullshit like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I was popping in and out of the stream, so I saw that. Yeah, what the actual fuck was with that dude? Just the audacity, the actual balls, metaphorically, on him. Seriously, that was fucked up.
Right. No, absolutely. The guy's a piece of shit. If I knew who he was, I would do something about it. But like, he pissed me off. I had a horrible night the rest of that night. It ruined my fucking night, ruined my fucking week. It almost ruined my weekend. But regardless, but we're here to we're gonna keep pushing forward. We're gonna keep moving on. We're gonna keep talking about Anime Matsuri because that's what we do. I know we said that we wouldn't talk about Anime Matsuri unless they did something big or something stupid to fuck up. Well, Anime Matsuri was just this past weekend, and that's the big fuck up. They still happened.
Anime Matsuri will always be a fuck up.
Right. So apparently Anime Matsuri was doing damage control. John said that they announced cancellations and like okay, these people canceled, they're not going to be here, so we're going to try to replace them. John mentioned that they had made these announcements. However, people that follow Geeks Forever told us that John made these announcements on the Anime Matsuri live streams only, and they only made them on like the live stream before the convention.
Hmm.
And they didn't actually say who was replacing them. They're like, we're looking at alternatives. That's really shitty considering the fact that not everybody watches the fucking live streams.
Yeah, exactly. Like
You got to have like some kind of post, some kind of on paper post.
Yeah, I would imagine like less than 15% of people who attended would have watched on streams. Like people go there for the experience. People want to experience it live, not through streams.
Right. The comment section is actually getting pretty lively. There, some people are calling call it the worst AM in con history. I think it's the worst anime convention in anime convention history.
You're not wrong there.
I mean, some people are even comparing it to DashCon, the con with the ball pit. Anime Matsuri panel was packed. This is packed. I mean, I guess. Here we go. This is a panel. I'm going to go ahead and share this with you, and we're going to want to get your thoughts on this as well.
That's not packed. Packed compared to what?
I guess compared to how many panels they've ever hosted. Anime Matsuri panel was packed. This was taken at the start. It was only half of the people, thanks to everyone who came out. I hope the info was useful.
Now, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. If this is like their first time hosting a panel and they don't have any experience, that would be packed for them. For us, for both of us, that's not really packed. That's like less than half the room. But
I've had a panel at Anime Matsuri. The panel I had was like literally three times bigger, and it was packed.
We've had a panel that had people lining out the door still, and the room was packed.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. Anime Matsuri has the capacity of filling a panel. Like, especially if you have a big draw. I don't know what kind of panel they had. I'm afraid to go through Twitter because I heard people post raunchy shit on here. So I'm being a little careful. Let me see. The hashtag Anime Matsuri is not really. It's going to be about a bunch of positives. So let's look at I want to see the actual bad shit about Anime Matsuri. Okay, this one looks pretty old. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. Just based on the weekend, I heard the sumo event on Thursday was delayed an hour and a half to almost 2 hours.
Jeez.
I heard that the Nerdless show had completely canceled and they didn't have an alternative. I heard several shows were relocated, were completely canceled. A lot of things were delayed. A lot of just based on the video that we saw with the Artist Alley individual, there weren't a lot of artists either. The dealer's room looks packed, but it didn't look like there were a lot of people there at all.
Yeah, I think some artists and creators are starting to get wise that Anime Matsuri isn't really the best place for them to be. Like, be at other places where you're more supported, where you have more support from staff and whatnot. Like, Anime Matsuri shouldn't really be the place you should go for all that. Like Comic Palooza, there you go. Comic Palooza, go to that. That's this weekend. Right.
No, absolutely. I'm trying to find the one comment. I want to share this with you. I want to get your thoughts. What the fuck is the guy's name? What's an apology? So this is and because this is good for like some of the commenters here. I'm not going to say the individual's name, but like people are wondering how can people still support this con? How can they still go? The guy, like he gives an explanation as to why he still goes to the con. He just says, "I just don't care, bro. LOL. That's not my life, not my concern. I work on my craft literally 24/7. I don't have the time, energy, or mental capacity to even care about anything else, even if I wanted to." He says, "It's just about my work and nothing else, brother. I'm just trying to get these bills paid." So he's this person was trying to explain, like, listen, but he was posting about how like over the weekend, I've seen a lot of people post about how they're disappointed in individuals that are still going to Matsuri. still supporting Matsuri, still doing business at Anime Matsuri, people that are going to Anime Matsuri and turning a blind eye to everything they've done. Even if we, like on the podcast the other day, even if we put aside the sexual accusations, even if we just like take them off the board, even if we completely take them off the board, John did his time, whatever, blah blah blah. He's changed his ways. Fuck it, whatever. We forgive him, whatever. Even if that's the case, they still have a lot of shady practices. Like they're constantly like, even if we move the Scarfy Scarf thing aside, like okay, the Scarfy Scarf thing, we're not going to address that either. But they have a lot of bad business practices. They have a history of being sued by people. They have a history of not paying people. They have a history of not paying out prizes. They don't treat their staff well. They don't treat the volunteers well. They're very unorganized. There's a lack of communication. They cut so many corners. They cut costs. Like even the fashion show this past weekend. You ever seen like whenever you watch a channel, you seen a channel and the channel cuts off, it has like that multicolored rainbow thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Joining us is the actual, because I can see him this time. He's got my name. Joining us is the man, the actual, the genuine, the true, the only, the real. We didn't shoot the real one. And leave the decoy alive. The infamous Jace Burner. Keep your junk in your pants, sir.
I'm on vacation, so you don't.
Your beer is a part of your green screen. You're drinking Namek.
Just imagine a small thing on the green. This it is.
Yes.
Oh my god, it does. I forgot to turn off my green screen actually. So yeah, I'm a professional, guys.
All right, so joining us is the actual co-host on Fridays and Wednesdays, but I said family leave last week, but he's on vacation. This is our guest for today, Zeros to Heroes.
What up?
I think you were on. I was on one time with you. It was with it was a special we did about the incident in Florida, right? You popped on briefly.
I think so. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It was
Yeah,
a while
I think
back.
so. Yeah. So, did you come to show us your junk again?
No. First of all, that person had no beard, so therefore it couldn't be me.
No, that person had hair too.
Yeah, you can see his hair is not all there. But yeah, I want to shit talk Matsuri too, because I was pissed off at work for no fucking reason. I don't even like Matsuri. So
I'm addressing some questions and comments real quick. No, but yeah, that completely, like, that pissed me off, dude. And we talked about it with the other co-hosts. Like, he typed in Jace Burner. He actually typed in your actual name. That's what got me. That's what got me. And he was on his phone, and you were on your phone earlier. And he had his camera covered, so he didn't actually uncover his camera on his phone until after he got on.
well, we're not here to talk about that. That's past. Fuck that guy. Let's talk about Matsuri.
Yes. So, I had a big weekend this weekend. I'm also getting ready for Delta H on Comic Palooza. But what did you hear about Anime Matsuri? I know you heard a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But during the fashion show, they had that little rainbow power. It's like Power Rangers or something. It's the the channel is off the
Technical
air.
difficulties rainbow.
It's the technical difficulties rainbow during the fashion show. I heard the fashion show was a complete disaster.
Again.
John's statement, I think, from it was that the things they got shipped in from Japan didn't come in time or something, so they just kind of threw what they had on there. It's the bullshit that they didn't make any announcements. Like, I make announcements on my social medias for stuff all the time. It's not hard. You have people to do that shit for you. You're
Right.
choosing not to do
That's
it.
such a
People not show
bullshit
up.
excuse, though. It didn't make it here on time from overseas. They've been telling everyone that if you're having shit shipped over here, it's gonna be by boat.
And that boat might sink.
That boat is gonna take an extra month or two to get here. I ordered a fucking figure from Japan, and it took 2 months to get here.
Damn. Yeah, that'd be about right.
Yeah, that is and I'm tired of their bullshit excuses. Like,
if they say that the show's canceled or it's going to be at reduced time because they don't have anything to show, the room that was supposedly packed for it, they're not going to go to the convention anymore. They'll lose half those people because they don't want to go now. The thing that brought them to the convention isn't there anymore.
Wait, was John's mom there? Can you imagine if his mom was there? Y'all be nice to my son.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you know what your son does?
Ma'am, has anyone told you that your son showers with a bathing suit on?
He has a skin condition. He is a shy bladder.
I just
no, Vic's mom was there apparently.
Oh, Vic's mom? Gross.
Vic's like what, 50?
And Vic's the liberal one in his family. They're all very uptight.
Vic's liberal with how religious he is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I swear AM has been the worst each year, and they think it's a joke. People are calling Matsuri Fire Fest. Oh, Fire Fest. Oh, is that wrestling show thing, right? DashCon
Fire Fest. Fire Fest was a made-up resort getaway concert in like these Cayman Islands that these two idiots tried to put together.
And they did like two documentaries on it.
They were stranded on this island because there's no way out once you got there, and people were stranded on this island that had no food, no shelter. Just a bunch of rich white people went there. They just were pissed.
Yeah, like here's an interesting. Serenity says, I know my friend did the gay bingo panel this weekend, and they got about 300 plus attendees.
There was a gay bingo panel?
Yeah, how does that work?
I know how bingo works, but is it just with more feathers, or?
I feel like strip bingo would be better.
Yeah, like how do you what has bingo
That's
always
what
been
Vic's
straight?
mom was there for the bingo.
The gay bingo.
I'm here for the bingo. Mom, it's gay bingo. I don't care. I got my stamps. I'm ready.
You know how long it's been since someone's touched me?
Oh, no, Mom, please no.
The last time someone has touched me that way, we won the war.
Which one?
Yes.
One of the big ones.
Hello, cheerio. What's up, Gabby? And apparently they had to get her a bigger room. Okay, so that makes sense. By the way, who the hell hired their security? Like, hello, I saw people walking around without any passes at all and going into places that require passes, but no one stopped them. We know somebody, we're not going to say who it is, but we know somebody that walked around, took video and pictures, and didn't have a pass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
they took a picture of security. Okay, so
John
let me
that they were operating with half the security and half the staff, so
they cannot
complain.
So Anime Matsuri doesn't actually hire security. So the George R. Brown Convention Center has a contract with 5-Star as far as security goes. 5-Star, Shield, all them good places. So 5-Star has not had Anime Matsuri listed on there for security, and so they don't use security. They get volunteers and they call them safety because legally they cannot call themselves security. Be security, you have to be licensed in the state of Texas and are insured.
Yeah, what the fuck, Matsuri?
I ran the RDC World 1 and they flew all the way from New York. They ran into a band. Okay.
They had bands there?
Alien Kitty was a vendor at Anime Matsuri who posted another video about anime AA. They go into how the table costs $192 and now AM wants to charge $300 for the same. What's AA?
Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah, that's what
Artist Alley.
Artist Alley.
It's what. Yeah.
AM wants to charge $300 for the same time for the next convention. Oh, $350. Sorry, they want to charge $350 for a table, for a booth.
I don't know what the costs normally are for tables and booths. I know they
are
be pretty
not
high,
$300. I think $300 to $400 is how much it is at Comic Palooza for a dealer's table.
And look at what they did to them this convention. They shoved them up on the third floor with no signage, no signs where the hell they were.
No direction. Everything was in the vendors. Vendors was in the first floor. Whereas people, the thing is, if you're going to run a convention, you always want to have Artist Alley first before the vendors room, because the vendors area, you could put it wherever, but it's the more likely area where people are going to spend the most of their money.
Yeah.
They'll line up for that shit. Artist Alley, people want to go through and like browse like a window shopper at a mall.
They could have had it outside in a back alley at night in the dark, and people would still line up.
Literally an alley.
All right, here we go. We got another video about Artist Alley from Alien. Oh no, I can't click on it. Okay, no, I can't.
You might want to check the video first too. Don't just go
let me
post the video.
No, I was trying to click on it. It's
why is this
to open
linked to
tab.
Pornhub?
No, it's at Twitter.
Oh, shit! Is that kind of
there's porn on Twitter? There's porn on Twitter. Like, let's not.
Twitter doesn't care.
Yeah, Twitter don't give no fucks.
Tumblr's like, ew, gross. Twitter's like, fuck it, man. We can't control all you.
Let me see. Let me look at the comment section in the actual Facebook page, and let me see if I can get that link up. I mean, I'm gonna screen it first, and then I'm gonna screen it. Definitely gonna fucking screen it. No, but it's amazing how Anime Matsuri. I can't fucking find it. Can somebody please send it to me through private message? The link, please.
DM, slide into his DMs, guys.
Yeah, slide into my DMs. I got you. It was both the fashion show and the concert because everything ran so fucking late. They combined the two events. Whoa!
Wow, really?
Basically, they were promising pre-COVID stuff during a pandemic. Sheesh. So, okay, let's just get off the comments for a bit. Yeah, so I had heard that several events were like pushed back, were combined. The Hentai Fest was hosted by a Japanese anime voice actress.
A retired adult video actress
who became a adult idol by doing lewd cosplays. Lewds, not nudes.
Hey, I don't no problem with lewd cosplay. That's
so there were a lot of people just like trashing Matsuri as well. And look, I don't like Anime Matsuri, but let's not go the petty route and just like make up bullshit just to make them look bad. Because we don't have to make real shit. Yeah, we have tons of real shit that we can talk about.
They do that themselves.
Right, like the email that went around that was circulating, the sex orgy. What was the subject line on it? Calling all mouth breathers or some shit like that.
It was a sex party that you can get a raffle for private time. Like what? Who wants to enter a raffle? Those are just awful.
So you mean I gotta pay and then there's a chance I might not win? Man, fuck this.
You could pay for sex and win every time. You don't have to go to a raffle.
I know. No, but it was bad. Like it was bad. Like and it was like you read the email, you look at it, you're like, this is such bull. I know it's fake, but with Anime Matsuri's reputation of being shady and shitty, is this somehow real at the same time?
There was a lot of. I was thoroughly confused. Like, man, this doesn't seem like someone would send this in an email.
This sounds like some shit John would write.
But given their history, like there's like a 5% chance that's still real.
I mean, I'm not gonna dissuade, or I'm not gonna say that something didn't go down that weekend.
No, I'm pretty sure some shit went down.
But you don't send out an email to everybody. You don't send it
out as like a memo calling all employees. Orgy.
Considering some of them are probably volunteers. I wonder who sent that to. Because someone had to. Because there was people CC'd on that email. I know we've talked about that email before, like last week while I wasn't doing anything. But like there were real people CC'd on there. Like someone had to have got into one of the accounts and then sent it. And I seriously doubt Matsuri's super high on their cyber security, so that's highly likely. Someone just made up an email, sent that out. Oh, I found the meme that was made the other day. That's hilarious. Matsuri sucked.
Matsuri blew.
They go back, right? Can I go back? Right? Nah, they're going back. They'll always go back.
All right, let's see what we got. We got 2 videos. I think these are Artist Alley videos. I'm screening them. Okay, they're safe. They're good. We're good.
All right, let's go off the whole thing. There's not a random penis in there.
Let's make sure.
Although if it's a convention, there might be a random penis anyway.
Here.
Oh wow, big crowds.
Well, it's easy to social distance at least.
Yeah.
You couldn't get within 6 feet of somebody if you tried. Sunday crowd. No.
I think they're kind of dumb. I wouldn't have left so many booths empty.
Those are free chairs. You can sit wherever you want now.
I would have like put everyone closer to I would have relocated people, put them closer to the entrance, and then whatever booths aren't taken up, turn that into just like a giant play area or dance floor or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's
like,
Artist Alley too.
That is Artist Alley. A lot of people are complaining about Artist Alley. We have one more video. Got to screen it, make sure it's good, kosher.
Considering they didn't put any types of signage out to tell you where Artist Alley was, you just had to guess. And one of the layers was a Dr. Seuss convention, which, I mean, if some random old lady or kid went there to go to that little convention part, and they saw an anime convention, that's just weird.
It's supposed to be a different video, I think, right?
This looks the same.
Yeah, maybe I messed up.
It looks the same with no music. Although
I
it could have been empty. Could have been empty the whole time.
It's kind of honestly. I think if we see one, we see them all at this point. But
empty booths. Yeah.
No, Vic's mom. Okay, they shouldn't have had shit ordered and sent months in advance. Hell, they had a whole year while getting things shipped to be in time for the con. No, everybody's correcting me, saying it's Vic's mom. Vic's mom sounds like Karen. We're playing. Yeah.
How far back on the?
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking comments about his mom.
Dude, does some of y'all want to fuck his mom?
I don't know. I didn't see her.
What did Vic's mom do to you guys?
Does she look good? I mean,
Vic,
what are we talking about?
Is she a MILF or something? Yes, no.
She's probably like 70 or 80 right now, guys. Just think of that.
They charged people $13 for the Hentai Fest, and it took 2.5 hours to even get in.
Jeez. No, thank you.
No, it's a gay bingo, gay ship bingo.
Oh, okay. So you have like a bingo card with different ships on there. Like if you like Naruto, Sasuke, you ship them. It's on your bingo card, and then they would randomly pick that ship.
That just sounds like a lot of work for like something.
It really
bingo with more steps.
I'd rather play Loteria. Fuck it.
Bingo.
It's Mexican bingo, except we have different shit. We have pictures. I wonder who got herpes, AIDS, and STDs from AM. Probably nobody. That's like a no get laid con. Because all the guys that go there are like thirsty, and then you got a lot of a lot of young girls there that they have to be careful, especially with some of these grown ass dudes who they'll have a couple beers. Like, at this point, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go stick my dick in that trash can.
Oh, hell yeah! Vic's mom will give you a fruit roll up. Hell yeah!
What?
Excuse me, I'll take a fruit roll up, please.
Fuck yeah! Like, hold on up.
Do we get Capri Sun?
Asking the real questions around this bitch.
I mean, I got juicy juice.
Oh, fuck yeah! Fucking Capri Sun behind you. I'll stick with Dos Equis.
I can't drink it till the weekend. On Saturday, they added signs for Artist Alley, but they did not. They were like 8x10 papers.
So they put paper up.
Badges for 2022 already up. It's from me. I'm safe. You start hearing poem in the background. Ah, yes, I was there. Oh, Nico, did you want to share? Did you want to come on and share? I know you had fun, but like I know you, like it could have just been an empty ass room with a ball pit, and you would have made like something out of it. So let me know if you want to be in the.
Might have been more fun.
I mean, I think we would all have more fun in a ball pit.
Just join DashCon and Matsuri together and just have a raging dumpster fire. It's
no ball pit con 2022.
Hell yeah!
Oh god,
Matsuri has so much fucking space. The fact that they don't know how to use it effectively is frustrating. It's not like I've mentioned on our Discord that Matsuri is not charity; it's a business. Unlike certain conventions that are run like a charity, the fact that Matsuri can't get their shit together, and John is constantly posting on social media about you guys just need to understand the circumstances. Like we do understand the circumstances, You couldn't man your convention because you can't get the volunteers because your convention fucking sucks. You had half the hotel staff too. So you had no help because no one likes your convention.
Okay. I'm gonna block this individual. Sorry. I got a message and they're trying to. I'll explain in a minute.
Cool.
I
Deacon
don't
Rat's
do.
here.
All right, joining us is no. It's another exposed dick. Deacon Rat.
What?
I didn't know
What?
his name was Richard.
It's so hairy. Nah, welcome always is the performing, the rapping artist, the man himself, the man that does nerd otaku rap, who's performing at Delta HCon this weekend. And also,
Yeah.
Boy, nice.
and performing at a McDonald's near you, Deacon Rap.
I'm more of a Papa John's guy, but thank you.
Nono
So,
Koho did actual porn, LOL. What? Nono Koho did actual porn, LOL. What did I miss about porn?
Shibuya Kao.
Oh, the
An
porn
adult
actress.
Kaho Shibuya.
Kaho is a former porn star who is trying to get out of that and get into voice acting. The email was real only in the sense that it exists, but it was not an actual thing that was going to happen. LOL. Oh boy, super passes are already at $200.
What?
Super passes were shit this year. You didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Look how many empty booths there were. I actually enjoyed it. I haven't enjoyed Matsuri since 2013. I mean,
Still going.
I guess. Everybody
People
keeps
enjoy
saying she's a
conventions.
cougar. They're still talking about her.
You don't look at the comments for like 5 minutes and then you scroll back up and you're just rewinding the conversation.
Okay,
So what's
so
this
Nico
about a
says,
cougar?
no, okay, so the Nerdless
6
dropped
months.
like the day of the con, so I don't put that on AM. Fashion show was pretty bad. Short shorts and shirts don't really fashion. Things were far too late. His comments way too long for it to appear completely on the video. So I'm going to see if I can get this, if I can see the whole video. So welcome, Deacon Rap. Thank you for joining us. What can we how can we help you today, sir?
Whatchamacallit? Carlos from Facebook says, ain't he the Seto Kaiba cosplayer? He might as well buy Matsuri and turn it into Kaiba land.
He got the Kaiba money. That's why.
Yeah, like it's like those TikTok videos with the grandparents, like, but the parents talk about their kids and their parents like, oh, when I was growing up and I asked my parents for McDonald's, they're like, oh, do you have McDonald's money? But when my kids ask my parents for McDonald's, they're like, sure, let's go, come on.
Well, when they ask me for McDonald's, I'm like, I want a kind of McDonald's too.
Yeah.
Shit.
Okay. So, just off-topic word of advice: if you're going to sell something on Facebook Market, electronics especially, don't if somebody offers to pay you Cash App and they ask you for your email and cash tag, don't do it. It's actually a scam and a ripoff. That is the advertisement for today. Don't fall for scams. If somebody wants to buy something you are selling, don't fall for it. Don't send them. Don't click on the email that they send you. I actually called Cash App to verify that it was a scam, and it was. That's how they actually steal your information.
They're trying to get you.
They're trying to get that. They're trying to get that.
I got one of those emails before.
Yeah, don't click on it. Just stay safe, everybody. Don't fall for scams. If it looks questionable, go ahead and call Cash App customer service, and they will actually work with you and let you know if it is a scam or not. Most of the time, especially check where the email is coming from. I checked it. It said Cash App. It said cash.app.square. The little app thingy that they use at Gmail. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, that don't
biggest
sound right.
Cash App would not use Gmail.
Now, however, if you get an email from a Nigerian prince, fuck with them.
Hell yeah. They're princes. They have real money.
I sent him I sent him $1,000 in a Monopoly money.
Isn't Nigeria one of the poorest countries in the world?
And yet some uncle still wants to send me diamonds.
Okay, so let's go ahead and offer. So not everyone that goes to Anime Matsuri is going to have a horrible time. Now, before we get into this discussion, I want to welcome back for the first time somebody that hasn't been on the podcast since last year. He's a very big deal in the state. He's iconic. He's famous. He's dashing. He does some questionable things every now and then. the one, the only, the legendary Nico.
Yeah, so none of that was true except for the questionable things. I just want, to
We
point that
assume
out.
all questionable things are true.
I can
Yeah.
see the dead body in the background.
Yes, we can.
Who
Thank
doesn't
you for
have one or two dead bodies?
thank you for joining us and sharing your insights about Anime Matsuri. Before we
Yeah.
ask any questions, I just wanted to get into this real quick. Just a full disclaimer. Remember, all reviews on the Geeks Forever podcast are based off perspective and one's experience and opinion of the actual event or venue. You have to understand that these are opinions based on one person's everything they saw, everything they went through, everything that happened to them. Now, remember, we got to keep it fair. We're not going to judge cons based on the lack of artist alley, like lack of vendors, lack of parties, lack of room parties, lack of your friends being there, lack of
being
panels.
on time.
No.
Well, we
Things
probably
that they
should
can
blame them on
actually
that.
things that they can actually control, or we are going to judge them for. Like, we can't judge them for the weather. We can't judge them for the parking. We can't judge them for the lack of room parties. We can't judge them for the lack of your friends being there. We can't judge them if people cancel or pull out.
Pull out game week.
Strong pull-out game.
I'm not going to say anything.
I know I'm bad at pulling out. I got a kid.
Last second every time. It was matched.
So whenever you go on your judging perspective, you have to look at, okay, is communication. Did things start on time? Did the events that they have, how well did they go? What were some of the issues? How helpful were the staff? How much were you able to get in contact with actual staff and not just volunteers? Were they rude? Customer service. You got to understand that this is a business. Anime Matsuri can be like, oh, we're here for the people, by the people. At the end of the day, it's a business and they're trying to make a profit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
as much as I don't like Anime Matsuri, I don't like Anime Matsuri for personal reasons, but we are going to go ahead and judge Anime Matsuri. There is a lot of bad things to say about Anime Matsuri as a whole, but there are people that did have fun. Like Nico and some other people I know, they can literally walk into an empty room with a ball pit and make the best out of a situation.
There might have been urine in the ball pit, but we made the best of it.
Oh, you know me, go because there's urine in the ball pit. Well, it might be mine. Who knows?
You're in the ball pit. You're in the pool. I mean, there's urine everywhere.
Let me just give you a list of places I didn't piss. That'd be easier.
We drank the pain away.
You definitely pissed in here.
I definitely pissed in Vic's mom, so.
Oh, God, there it goes again. No comment.
I don't even know what she looks like, but everybody keeps talking about her.
I don't think anyone does.
I think I'm going to dedicate a whole podcast to her.
I came in at a strange time.
Vic's mom is just
You did.
Vic in drag.
So, Nico is one of our guests today. So it's Deacon Rap and so is Zero to Heroes.
Hey, man.
Before we continue with this podcast, remember that Delta HCon and Comic Palooza are this weekend in Houston, Texas. George R. Brown and the West Chase Marriott. West Chase Marriott is hosting Delta. George R. Brown is hosting Comic Palooza this weekend. If you have any questions or if you have to get your badges, go to comicpalooza.com or deltahcon.com. All right, Nico, tell us about your what'd you see in Anime Matsuri? I know you had fun because I saw your pictures.
See, that's all that is all personal, I guess. That's not the con's fault that I had fun in those pictures. I know that. I'm not gonna say, yeah, it's because of AM that we had a good time dressing up as Sailor Scouts. I know better. I could do that anywhere.
No,
like
that
you
was
said.
you?
Oh shit.
When I saw the pictures, I was like, yo, like, which one were you?
Moon.
The one with the facial hair.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a few of us. Chibi Moon had a bigger, fuller beard, so
Yeah.
I think he stole the attention there. He had it. But okay, where do we begin at? Nerdlesque thing. I don't know on that one. I keep seeing different posts about that one, but the main one I saw was they were talking about how they had trouble reaching Matsuri, about the contracts, and they had issues with the owners themselves. My only problem was they waited till the weekend of the event to pull out. And I'm not being biased because I don't want to be when I do this sort of thing. So, like, for me, the way I'm seeing it, it looks like a Nerdlesque problem, not Matsuri problem in this case. They pulled out during the event. I mean, that sucks. I mean, it's like they planned to do it. I don't know. It just wasn't very business professional to do it that way. Now, Matsuri does suck at contracts and communication with their guests. That's absolutely true. But I figured if it was me running a show or something, I would have already pulled out. Like, can you imagine going to another state and waiting till the day of and then canceling? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm kind of like, on that one,
Right.
I wanted to go to
do
it.
You know, do you know what the Nerdlesque group is called? Because there's like a shit ton called Nerdlesque.
There's a post somewhere. If you dig deep enough, I was a little inebriated at the time.
They're not. Are they the? They're not Texan Heat Nerdlesque, because I know they want nothing to do with Matsuri.
Right. Yeah, I know who they are as well, and I don't think they'd ever mess with it. It was somebody else, and I know Stella Chu. I think she's retired, so she wouldn't be the one that's messing with that. But the names were like up there somewhere if you dug a little bit. Who's that person? They said I look like Daniel Radcliffe. Hey, I got that in high school a lot.
Right. No, I'll look into it later.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Like, what about the fashion show? I know you went. I heard lots of things about the fashion show. I'm hearing in the comment section they combined the concert and the fashion show together.
All right, so I'll tell you the experience for that, which was waiting for hours in a line. Actually, it was better. We were downstairs and we got in line within like the first 15, 20 people. And then an hour later, they had released information on the cell phone, on the app, that the event was moved. And then everyone, like a horde of angry zombies, started running up the stairs. Security had to come down and block all the stairs. Cops were blocking off stairs above, and people were running back and forth through the con. Even I was like kind of trying to hurry to get to wherever I needed to be. And then you kept getting turned around by different staff to go this way. They said, oh no, it's that way. It was chaos. It was pure, absolute chaos. And then we were in this massive glob up at the place where it was going to be. They tried to get us organized into lines, but by that point, it was just a monstrous horde, whatever the word is. It was ridiculously bad. One of the volunteers, I remember him specifically, was screaming at guests. Like, he was just a volunteer, wasn't staff, so he was somebody that they just got for it. He was telling you don't want to fuck with me. If you do, I'll mess you up. And just started screaming at guests. I'm just over there like,
wow.
Oh
shit.
This is stressful.
Somebody says you look like Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, we got that.
Thank you. I think. Maybe. Thank you. Maybe on the cell phone, like they said. But anyway, they finally let us in. And they did, in fact, merge the concert with the fashion show. I was going to be in their fashion show back in like 2019 or something like that. It doesn't matter. And I remember having some issues with the way it was being run. Like, we had oh man, they're going to get on my ass for this one. We had someone come in from like Project Runway or something from New York, and she taught everyone how to walk, and it was good. It was great. And we had some other professional models, like actual professional models, not like little girls from Houston that are going to get exposure. Well, they're going to get me on that one too. My bias is starting to kick in. But anyways, everything we learned from that professional, they came in and said, oh, we're not doing that anymore. We're going to do a whole other thing now. Also, I had to pay for parking. I didn't get offered a ticket to go to the festival, all these things. It was just like a shit show. I mean, like, they had all these like really great professional people there, and they weren't listening to anything they said. So I'm not surprised that this year they just had a bunch of girls go on stage wearing short shorts and different shirts. Like, it was lame.
I would have gotten some actual like cosplayers.
Anything. J Fashion, Lolita, OG, you know, those things.
Like,
anything
hey,
Japanese fashion that would look cool.
Here's a hot dog. Go walk on. If you're wearing Lolita, here's a $5 and a Subway coupon. Go walk on our show.
We're paid in exposure.
No, for real. Like, hey, we'll let you plug your Twitch. You have a Twitch.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a Twitch.
Well, one of the other guys there, he was like, he's on The Walking Dead now as an actor and stuff like that. Like, he was a bigger guy. Like, he was pretty cool. And they screwed up with him too. It's like they can't keep professionals there because they're so unprofessional themselves. It's just bad. And then the concert, I don't want to be mean to artists. It just wasn't very good. No offense.
I think the original lineup that they had canceled, so this was kind of like a replacement
last minute thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Also, just to share with you, somebody commented that on the Instagram, the producer mentioned on the someone shared from the producer for the Nerdlesque show's Instagram that it wasn't them that canceled at the last minute. It was Anime Matsuri themselves that never communicated with them and finalized their contracts.
Right. I read something about that too, but again, I'm not completely sure. We'd have to contact them themselves.
Right. There's a lot of he said, she said. The point is, we're not gonna go after Matsuri for somebody dropping out. Like, if it's a contract issue that Anime Matsuri failed to, okay, but we don't have like. Can somebody share their Instagram with me just so I can verify if it's actually like we have to? When you start doing journalism, you have to make sure you do a lot of things to make sure everything's verified. Is it the
Research.
actual sources? Make sure they're real. That's why when we covered the email, we said, we made a disclaimer, like, we honestly believe that this email is bullshit, but
Yeah.
we're still going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So like this email obviously looks fake. We think it's fake. We don't think it's real until we get proof that it's real. We're just going to say that it's fake, especially on the air, because, you know, there's a lot of, like, people nowadays are suing for just about anything, and people aren't actually suing people for their money. They're suing to destroy them, because the court cost alone would destroy any small business.
Yeah. I'm trying, and it's all just my perspective here as well. As a reminder, someone said, Dandelion, the blue screen of death was on the TV at the concert. Yes, that is true. There was a blue screen of death during the concert in the beginning. In fact, it was flashing, and if you were epileptic, good luck, because it was awful. They were running everything off a desktop. It was really awkward.
Well, according
a question.
to John's statement, he said he's running it off of 2 MacBooks.
Right. Yep. Confirmed.
He was running the cosplay contest on 2 MacBooks.
Probably the same. It's probably the same computers.
Yeah. So I do have a question about the concert. Why do you think it was delayed by an hour or 2?
I heard something about them moving rooms kind of late. I know there was another event going on, and you'll have to dig into that one a little bit more, but there was something else going on. But again, this is one of those logistics things, and Matsuri does have a problem with logistics.
What happened with the concert is that the fashion show got delayed and relocated. And because they were relocating, I think, did they relocate the fashion show or the concert?
Both, I guess, at this point. I mean, they were both up in the same room.
Because the fashion show is delayed, it's going to cut into the concert's time, so they decided to mix the two. Okay, 2 birds, 1 stone, and hopefully we can get back on schedule. That's what a lot of, like, if you are really bad at time management, then yeah, you'd probably end up, okay, let's just combine the 2, and that way we'll try to see if we can
the comment
get back
just now about talk about the kid who's trying to pick a fight at the convention. There was that TikTok that was posted about this little kid who was getting escorted out by some kind of security, and just turn around and try to pick a fight again. And that's the dude he was trying to pick a fight with.
Really?
Decked him. Didn't knock him out, but he got a good solid hit on him.
That video was great.
Wait, who did he get into a fight with?
Some shorter person, because I don't know if he's a kid or not, but he started.
He had like a mop top, right?
Yeah, he had that kind of a higher pitched tone too. He started, I guess, turned around, got away from whoever's escorting him away, and tried to square up against this guy behind the rope. Took a swing, whiffed, but that guy just pegged him. One time was enough. They separated like that. Hold
on.
I don't want any of this.
So the guy with the mop top, and he had a black shirt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that the same safety guy that was yelling at people?
No, it was a different kid. The other dude was like much different looking. Yeah, but I did see the video you're talking about, and it was funny as hell.
Yeah, he wasn't a volunteer. He looked like he was just a regular guy that was there. He wasn't dressed like you would think. Well, I don't know what volunteers dress like nowadays. So
fuck around and find out.
He was getting escorted out at the prod at that time. So.
Here's the thing that they were talking about. Somebody shared this, and it's John talking about like the MacBook stuff.
We cannot read that. Not a chance in hell. Okay, there we go.
Highlight it if you can.
Look, I'm just gonna zoom in. I ain't highlighting. I can't. It's a picture, so I'm gonna read it out loud for everybody in the. I apologize. You did not see the worth in the show. I thought this year went great, considering we actually kept communications quite open with all the challenges. If you followed our streams, we were pretty transparent with everything. We ran this con with half the volunteers from 2019, and the GRB had half the staff during this event. We also did not hold any guests that wanted to cancel to their contracts, because it was the right thing to do this year. Travel restrictions prevented all of our Japanese and Korean guests from coming. The blah blah blah, but Koho Shibuya, who came 2 weeks early to get vaccinated by the Johnson & Johnson. R.I.P.
What the fuck?
All the international guests.
That doesn't say Johnson.
No, it says it on their Instagram or Twitter that she got the Johnson & Johnson.
Oh no,
bro! What the fuck?
That sucks.
With the globe, no, yeah, it's confirmed. We even shared it on one of the podcasts, and we even talked about it. Like, oh, that's gotta suck. With the global issue, because she's here 14 days, she came 14 days in advance, to get the regular vaccination, you have to wait 21 days at least. Yes, 21 to 30 days. The maximum of like 40 days.
Well,
There's no way she would have gotten it in time.
She's actually going to be in the United States for a couple of months because she has a couple of conventions she's going to.
Right, but the Johnson & Johnson, even if it doesn't, God forbid, like she has any side effects from it.
Yeah.
I hope she's healthy and safe. Even if, like, I don't want anything to happen to her, but the Johnson & Johnson's only 65% effective.
Gotta get that Moderna.
Oh yeah, man. I feel like my heart's gonna explode with that Moderna. And some things arrived the day before the con. Some still haven't arrived yet. For example, the entire Godzilla booth was flown by air. The big R0 statue and many others were flown by air. The AA Artist Alley was moved to A3 because Dr. Seuss took over A. We could have said no to them because they asked after our contract was already signed, but we agreed since it was staying for 3 months and bringing business to the city. We actually made 2 big banners that said AA and A3, but they never arrived because of the customs.
They couldn't have made like one down the street at some sign shop.
Yes.
Get it mixed overseas.
Yeah.
Probably cheap. China probably made it cheaper for them, so they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Time.
The delays were unfortunate, but we did our best. For example, I actually ran the cosplay contest on 2 Max by myself. There was so many changes from the participants, but we rolled with it. The brands could not make it. No one from Japan could make it. So we just used GSR, Godzilla, and Tokyo Olympics. We had probably the biggest idol girl group from Japan, but they could not come cause travel restrictions. They said they will make it for 2022. We spent a lot on it. They main issue was manpower.
So glad he proofread this before he posted it.
He did edit it. Yeah.
Yes.
He edited it and still missed parts.
Number 5. Yes, Coz. We wanted to support our only Japanese guest. It will be. I feel like I'm reading shitty fan fiction again.
I like the part you pointed out that he edited this already.
So
get better.
All that I'm taking away from this is that they should have canceled this year and done it next year.
Right.
We had 2 years. Wasn't enough, guys.
But they need money.
I don't like how he just like has excuses for everything and doesn't just apologize for stuff that happened.
He pushes the blame off on anybody. It's like, you should just be happy that we got this to work. Like, no.
If you don't like it, then well, sorry, it wasn't my fault. Or not even sorry, it wasn't my fault. Shit.
The parts about the people that are from the Japanese people that didn't come over because of travel restrictions, at no point did they make a post of anyone canceling and not being able to make it. So the fact that some people they waited last second, like, hey, it's Wednesday, we can't make it. It's like, okay, you knew beforehand that they weren't going to make it. You refused to make the post about it.
I love
You
that.
probably mentioned it on your live stream. Who the your 13 our streams get more views than their fucking live streams. That's how stupid that is. You want 13 people to spread the word for you?
It's probably true. Actually, in some cases, it's probably true.
Again,
so there was
they probably waited because again.
You got to remember that our views come from both Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Like on Friday, YouTube was like ablaze with viewers coming in and out of the stream. Facebook was like, meh, it's Friday.
Yeah,
we go hit up the club.
But we're smart enough. If we have an important post, we make an actual post about it and not just say, hey, check out our stream from Friday for the information, and then don't tag the timestamp of when it might have happened. It's not how you run a social media account.
You're right. What were you gonna say, Deacon Rap?
I was gonna say it's like they probably put it like that because again, they need money. They want people to still believe that this famous person is still gonna be there, and then at the last minute make some half-ass post about them not being there, and then when we complain about it, no, we did. You just didn't pay attention.
You don't need a lot of famous people to have a good convention. That's a misconception. You don't need like AAA, AA. I'm thinking of batteries.
Double D.
Duracell, Energizer in there.
Energizer. Oh, you don't need like these famous, big time fucking celebrities.
True.
I mean, if you give Angry Joe like $400, he'll show up.
We didn't have anything during like Kamikaze Con in like 2008, 2009. So
2009. It was 2009 because it was the year. It was Kamikaze Con 2, and they went against Anime Matsuri. Which, by the way, I think that was Anime Matsuri's best year ever.
I think so. I worked for them in 2010, running their volunteers, and
So did I.
It seemed better back then. Oh yeah, that's right. Didn't I meet you there?
Yeah, we worked with
Eli got kicked,
Eli.
and they made me in charge, and I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I remember because I was running. I was there and I was running 103 fever, but Eli
remember.
was able to convince me to still go and help him.
I remember you got stood up standing on that bridge, like, or whatever it was, and I was like, why are you making him stand over there? He's all messed up right now, man.
Like, he needs to go to a hospital.
He needs
And
to
they
sit
felt
down.
You were there. You witnessed it. They fed us hot dog, like not even a whole hot dog. They cut it up.
Yeah, okay, so they gave people these little bread cutlet things with like mayonnaise on it and chopped up cucumbers as well. They promised volunteers room and board and food, and then you got these little like terrible like mini snacks, and most of the volunteers didn't even get rooms. So like I put them in my staff
most
room.
Most of us slept in the volunteer
lounge.
check-in room, the volunteer lounge, the check-in room.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a lounge. It was just a desk. It was just a table and some
Like
chairs.
a couch.
No, people were on
I've
the
got
floor.
a question for Zeros to Heroes.
Yo,
Because you're more proficient in like legal ramifications, certain things. Would someone be able to sue Matsuri for them not communicating properly with cancellations in their guests? If it's like you didn't communicate with us saying these people canceled until the day of, if you could prove that they had knowledge of the cancellation beforehand, would you be able to sue them for it?
wait, I'm not proficient in legal matters. You might be thinking of someone. You might be thinking of someone else. No,
Well, who's got more knowledge of what you could sue somebody else? I think you should be able to sue them over that.
yeah, honestly, I think you should be able to sue. You should be able to sue anyone, honestly, but I think you should be able to sue them for falsely advertising and not being able to provide the experience that was expected.
Yeah, and not making an announcement until the day of.
The day of
Just very expensive to do any of
the
that
hour
process.
of. Yeah.
Not worth it to me.
Yeah, you're not going to,
Yeah.
in the legal, like Goku said, the legal battle would drag it out and you'd lose all your money. But, I mean, if I had the money and I was just pissed off at him, I'd do it. Because
Somebody
you
had
could
a-
easily follow the social medias of these other places, people that canceled, probably figure out when they announced they weren't going to be there.
Right.
I mean, if I had the money, I would buy Anime Matsuri, kick everyone out, and remake it.
Yes.
Let's all pull our money
Like-
together. That's never
Like,
backfired.
I had an idea for that. Like, when I'm a famous rapper and buying Anime Matsuri, I had an idea for that. Like, at opening ceremonies, I was gonna, like, because I know John would not be there, but, like, hiring an actor who looked like John to come up on stage and be like, I want to thank you for Anime Matsuri 2019, and especially 2021. So, John Lee, you're fired! And then, like, kick him, like Shawn Michaels. And then conveniently have a dumpster like on the edge of the stage and have him fall in it. Something like that.
Worth it.
It's very colorful.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the numbers for this convention because apparently you can look that stuff up after they make it official.
Reality is, as soon as the two owners are gone, the convention's gone. And there's no one's going to be taking over Matsuri. It's going to be John Lay and Denise Lay.
I think they.
we're gonna
I
screw on that
honestly
one.
believe that. I honestly believe they'll sell it.
Maybe. But the money's too good. Hell, for just Hentai Fest alone with the cover charge, I mean, everybody went to that, even though they had to wait for hours. I said, fuck it, I'm not going. I wanted to go too, but a charge for Hentai, Jesus.
And
I mean,
Hentai is
if you
already
offer
expensive.
John
Anti-Fest
or-
should have been free.
It should have been
Hentai Fest
free.
should be
Yeah.
free.
DLC Con. I mean,
You
what the hell do
really
you want from
want?
me?
If anybody
EA.
is dead serious about buying Anime
Anime
Matsuri,
by
I think
EA.
about $4 million should be enough.
No.
4 million?
That's too much.
You know,
It is.
Yeah, I'd say at least $1.
someone wanted to ask.
I say 50 cents and a Subway coupon.
You ruined my
25 cents and make it a $25 Taco Bell gift card.
and 53 cents.
Someone was asking me a question in your chat over there about how the rave was going. It
Yeah,
looks
how
like.
did that go?
Yeah, it was put back like 2 hours, and it was still very popular. There was pretty much everybody there. I know John said like this wasn't your usual rave, which I take that as kind of an excuse again. Obviously, some of the music, and especially in the beginning, just wasn't very good in my opinion. So a lot of people left.
I heard this is based on multiple posts, people that
Uh-huh.
went. Based
Yeah.
on what I saw, the first half was not a rave at all, and it was like the second half that was like a decent rave.
When the two monster guys came out, I forgot what their name was, but they were badass. I enjoyed them. One of the things that I laughed at though is they had like a bar or something in the back, and they just had this one tiny little white table, like a pop-up from Walmart, to serve the entire dance. And it was like this giant line with like 100 people in it, and it was just, the hell y'all doing? Come on, you're gonna need a lot more than that. If you're gonna try to cater to something like this, you're gonna need a lot more table. That was silly. I do like that they gave out free lights and things like that, and like it could have been really good. I personally think it could have been good. It wasn't that bad. It was delayed badly. Now Senpai Squad with their thing was great, and I love Senpai Squad. I love Ghost Data. Everything about that first dance by Senpai Squad was perfect, and AM should take notes.
Nah.
Hell yeah.
It'll probably awesome, but I'm not gonna pay attention to it.
No, they probably won't take anything from it. But I thought it was so like super great, and it was fun. They didn't like have too many problems comparatively. It was still late.
I like it when conventions have like good events that are run by the individuals that are running them, and they go off without a hitch. But the problem is, it makes you think like, oh, this convention was fun. Let's come back. But then that person doesn't come back because they get screwed over from the convention with like, they didn't get paid for what they were doing. They got gypped on a hotel room. So they never come back. Then next convention you go to, it is garbage.
You want some little inside information on one of their guests this last time. They, maybe I shouldn't give his name because I like him too much. But somebody that they had come in. Sure. Seymour, Mr. Smith. One of their big anime guests. He's a pretty good friend of mine from another country. Had gone to the con in the past. And he will never come back because they promised him one thing and they ended up making him run around like a chicken with his head cut off. Just go everywhere, do all these events. And they treated him like, a product and not a human being. Maybe if they started treating people like people and stop being like corporate con, things would be better. And like I said, I kind of hope that they do. I have my personal issues, but I do want a good convention in Houston. A big convention in Houston.
A big convention.
Sorry, let me take that back a bit. Delta H Con is great too. It needs some stuff. Only Con's over in Galveston, so we can't really count that as a Houston Con anymore. And then we got Houston Con that's going to be coming up, and I'm going to go check them out. I'd love to support these smaller cons too somehow if I could, but they just haven't changed.
Just to shed some light on Anime Houston is part of it's owned by the same people that run Dallas Houston. Anime Houston is run by the people that run Anime Dallas.
Okay.
And there are already people protesting Anime Houston.
Oh no.
Because the owner has a business relationship with a Ryan Cope who actually has police reports of sexual assault.
Ooh.
And they are available online for you to see the reports. The victims did not file the charges after the reports were made, but they go into detail with words such as penetration being used.
What the hell?
Also, there is pictures and evidence showing that the Ryan dude did a striptease in a panel filled with 13-year-olds.
Non-18 plus panel to confirm.
It was not 18 plus because you can see actual young-looking adult. They look like really, really young in the front seat.
Okay, that's so.
Oh my!
Even if that's not true, the police reports are there.
No, that's done. Yeah, shit.
Yeah. The people for Anime Dallas are in a business relationship with Ryan Cobb. They're not the same people, but they are in a business relationship with them.
Right, and they might not even know. They might not know because none of that is like common knowledge in the state of Texas because he's from another state.
Maybe you could message them.
We're gonna talk to them. We're not gonna throw their name in the fire.
Voldemort up north tends to sue people when that information comes out. Yeah. So
it's important data. Maybe it'd be good if they knew, and it'd be good if we knew if they knew. Because if they know about it and they're still doing it,
They
that's when
probably
I'm like,
did.
Well, with the protests that are going on, they probably know about it.
true,
so,
true.
So with that being said, they probably did one business deal with them, and ever since then now they're labeled. So we're gonna talk to them and see what's the deal. Definitely, there's a lot of shadiness going around when it comes to cons, especially San Japan's got a new con chair. A-Con has gone through so many staff changes. You have other conventions and then Delta has a lot of potential to be a great con. Right now it's still relatively small. I think it's almost the exact same size as OniCon.
Delta has a soul, which is important to me.
Right. So there were I said that Delta would be they would have much more potential and be absolutely much better if they replaced maybe 1 or 2 or 3 staff members.
I know who you're talking about.
They've replaced a couple of them already.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we should talk to one of them at some point.
Quick thing. You mentioned San Japan got a new con chair. The guy who did con chair at David Ramirez, he's been like the number 2 guy for San Japan for like quite some time now.
Right, but the guy pros can't run. He's not gonna have anything to do with San Japan anymore after that tweet he made.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying he's not exactly as new as you may think. He's all he really did was get a title change.
Right. It doesn't matter. Regardless, it's public relations, it's PR, it's a lot of human resource, public relations bullshit. That's something that we're not going to get into. We're here to talk about. We're talking about yes, this is the throwing shade at Anime Matsuri hour.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get off. You had me for 2 beers. I'm leaving now.
Okay.
Back to my
Thank you for
vacation.
coming in. I know you're still on vacation. Thank you for coming on.
See you guys Friday.
Yeah.
What else
Peace
have
out.
y'all heard? See you, man.
So
What about the girl that went missing?
She came back. They found her.
They found her. Yeah, no, I was gonna say they found her.
Yeah.
And that's not really on
That's
AM.
not AM. Yeah, that's not AM at all.
You
So
can't put that on Anime Matsuri.
No.
You got to understand, people, not just girls, guys, people drink. People are going to drink. They're going to pass out in somebody's room, or they're going to hook up with somebody. I think, I'm not going to say anything, but I think there's more to the story.
Yeah, I don't know anything about what happened to her specifically.
I think maybe she just woke up late in at a hotel room and oh shit, I haven't contacted anybody.
No. I actually know her. We actually did an event together back in 2016. So basically, what happened was she was supposed to leave with somebody, and she ended up not leaving with somebody, and then her husband was trying to call her, but she wasn't picking up the phone. And then here we are on Monday, and he's freaking out. And now she's picking up the phone, and she's home and everything. So, she made a post. She made a post saying that she's dealing with personal stuff, and that she'd appreciate it if
Stop. No, she said, "Leave me the fuck alone." Pretty much.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Yeah. So these are grown adults. Things happen. And she came back up, she appeared again. You can't blame the husband for being worried. I know there's going to be some nice guy who was like, oh, well, the boyfriend's too possessive. He won't let you watch a movie with me in a dark room alone. Well, while we're both naked. He's so controlling. I get that. But, it's you cannot pin that on AM. It's not like John went out there and snatched her up and threw her in Anime Matsuri's version of It's a Small World After All.
Oh, God.
I mean, didn't he do that before? Or something like that?
We're not gonna make fake. We're not gonna make fake accusations.
Let's not join the rumor train. Let's stick to the honest truth.
Because the honest truth is he has emailed somebody saying, "Have you ever experienced a good orgasm?"
That was probably the biggest thing that I had heard. I never heard anything much else.
Yeah.
It's still not appropriate.
The honest truth is that the concert this year, why was it delayed 2 hours again? Was it a technical issue? Was it?
So the concert, it could have just been. So it could have been much farther back than that. It could have been one panel. Okay, because a lot of these panels are contracted panels. They have contracts with some of the guests to host these panels. Now, what happened was, because it's no secret that Anime Matsuri has a really bad reputation when it comes to communication. They have almost no communication whatsoever. Like, it would be a lot easier if all their staff had radios so they could radio each other, like most cons do. But they don't. And so it's hard for anybody to communicate anything. Half the volunteers don't give a shit anyway, because like when we volunteered, they fed us enough to keep us alive. Like, we lost 10 pounds working there.
I felt
bro,
bad because they put me on staff, so I started getting those really nice like meals that they had catered in.
He got a whole hot dog.
No, they gave us.
bro.
They gave me good stuff. It was. I felt bad because I was watching our little volunteer kids, children, under 18 at some points. I'm pretty sure, getting like little bitty like hot dog pieces and stuff like that. And I actually had a dinner with Denise and we discussed that. And she said, "We'll do better." And I said, "I hope you do." Like, I'm
That's
not.
what you said 10 years ago.
Yeah, this was a long time because I was dogging them real hard one time, and they were like, "Can I talk to you?" I'm like, "That's okay." And then we went and had a little dinner of it. I'm going to be as professional as I can be because I want to keep working in the film and modeling and all that stuff world if I can. I might have some personal issues with him. I think the rumors are taking a little bit too far on John, even to be serious. I may not be super cool with him, but like it's a bit much at times, especially in this day and age. But they certainly have their problems. Yeah.
Right. Just a quick heads up. We're getting a lot of haters today. We have already 3 thumbs down on YouTube.
Wow.
We actually got lots of those on Friday, including somebody showing up and showing their dingling.
Wait, what?
Somebody came on the podcast and flashed their penis on the live stream.
It was marketing for their OnlyFans.
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, did you see the guy's face?
Yes, we did, but we don't know.
Okay, never mind. What? Oh,
We
okay,
saw
what should I
his
call
face
this?
and we saw his dick.
No, that's nice. That's nice.
My girlfriend
It was-
told me
it was-
about
it
this,
was
but
small. It was small.
my girlfriend told me about this, but I didn't exactly believe her. So,
Well, the podcast
Yeah.
is gone. It's gone. It's been deleted.
Mm-hmm.
gotcha.
Maybe we need like a delay.
It was only visible on the podcast for like a second and a half, but that's too long for anybody. That's too long for Twitch. That's too long for YouTube. That's too long
Yeah.
for Facebook. And I'm not talking about the penis. I'm talking about the appearance, the cameo.
It's like
I think-
like a Fight Club's Flash.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
You got it.
legendary.
Yeah, so we got some haters on here. People were actually coming on the stream and hashtagging "I stand with Vic." Stop hating. Let it go. It's in the past.
I do my best to
Well-
remain apolitical.
Look,
I mean, it's-
no. You got to understand that I tried to like. Okay, look, we're gonna go to we went to Anime Matsuri in 2017. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
We had some of the best panels of all time there.
You did.
And look, and we were telling everybody, welcome to Geeks Fibers, the super cosplay dating game show. Now, sexual harassment free. I was making jokes like you were there, Nico. We threw you all on stage.
I remember.
Now, sexual harassment free, and everybody's like laughing, cheering. And but it was the year after where they screwed me over on so my beef with them is always like my issues with them is on a personal level. Now, me talking about the con being shitty, being bad, I'm not like going on here and saying that they're like, I'm not like personally attacking them. I'm not questioning their parenting. I'm not questioning like their relationship, even though I kind of take jabs at both of them. I'm not sure those are his kids. No, but anyways, like I don't take actual personal jabs at them because I knew John and Denise on a personal level. I was there when Denise announced she was pregnant with her first child. And this was during Hurricane Ike. We all went to like an IHOP or a Denny's, and it was just a bunch of us from Planet Zero hanging out. And she made the announcement. And we were like, oh my God, congratulations, Denise. We're so happy for you. And they actually offered me a staff position in 2009, but I chose Kamikaze Con instead. Now, with that being said, my issues with them are personal. Yes, they are. But I'm not going to attack their personal lives on here because I'm not going to do that because I am petty, but not on that level.
Mm-hmm. No, I get you. That's good though.
No, I'm still childish. I'm still immature. I'm still an asshole, but I have changed a little bit over the years. I'm not as big of an asshole. And I look at all my old posts. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Why do I still have friends?
I remember those days.
Yeah, me too. Now I do. But with that, but when we talk about Anime Matsuri, we talk about their communication,
Yes,
how
we
they
can be
treat their
blunt.
staff, how to treat their volunteers, their staff,
Mhm.
their like how well the timing is for the panels, because they actually are in charge. It's their responsibility to check in with these people. At Comic Palooza, San Japan, like all these big conventions, Acon, A-Fest, they will ask you for your phone number. And Comic Palooza, I have to check in 30 minutes before my panel starts. And if I show up 5 minutes late, they will cancel my panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. It's supposed to.
Like San Japan, you actually have to check in on early in the day where people get their badges and everything. And it's like if you don't check in, then they kind of mark you as, oh, you're not here.
Branding.
Yes, please sponsor us. Put me in the next commercial.
All right. No, but Zero to Heroes. By the way, for those of you just joining us, our special guests today. I'm the only regular host here. Our guests are Nico, Deacon Rap, and Zeros to Heroes.
Yo.
So have you ever worked with a con Zeros to Heroes?
We have hosted panels at cons for the past few years, starting in 2016 or 17.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, our last convention was our last convention hosting panels was San Japan 2019. So it's gonna be fun going back to San Japan 2021 hosting panels.
Have you ever done any for Anime Matsuri?
No.
Never
done for Anime Matsuri. Never will.
What are okay? So I'm just trying to see if you've ever hosted panels with Anime Matsuri. People don't know that there's a big difference, and we lost a subscriber because we probably pissed them off.
Oh, fuck you.
Anyway, guys, I gotta go.
All right, go ahead. Thank you for joining
Peace
us.
out. Mm-hmm.
Everyone's getting ready for everybody's working for the weekend.
Oh, yes, make the big money.
Well, we gotta get ready for San Japan and Delta H-Con this weekend.
San Japan was this weekend.
People were posting about how the rave was at least an hour and a half late and started around 1:30 a.m. or 2 a.m. What time did it end?
Jeez.
I was drinking. Don't ask me.
Oh yeah. Well, I was actually going to say I don't think he'll be able to answer that question.
I think it was. I honestly think it was was it 3-ish? Probably. I mean, that's the time I was supposed to go to.
I mean, overall,
I didn't really pay attention to time. I'll be honest.
What are some things about the actual con itself that you think that they got well done?
Well, I didn't see a lot of complaints from volunteers, and I know a few of them that work for them. I know a couple of the. I don't want to say which group they're in. I don't want John and Denise to scrutinize them.
We had one volunteer earlier. Jess had said, "Oh, Jesse's back." He says, "Thank God I didn't go due to work, but I can't go to San Japan due to work." Welcome back, man. Thank you for joining us. We had one volunteer comment. They said that they have not gone back because they screwed them over as far as volunteer goes. Mm-hmm. Emily Ann Allsbrook, hey, welcome. Possible small claims lawsuit at least for a ticket cost. Let's see. There's a lot of comments here. Here we go. Not gonna say any names, but we got one comment. I haven't been back to Matsuri since they changed my assignment the day of and was in charge of coloring sheets. LOL. Really, I was supposed to be in guest relations. Wow.
Interesting. Pretty much from the people I know, they had a decent time. I'm sure not the ones that were, having to run the doors where it was 3 hours late to go into something. Those people had to deal with an entire horde of thousands of people for something they really shouldn't have had to. I mean, they need to work on that for sure.
I heard that the organization for the lines was also pretty bad.
Oh yeah, I was in both of them. It was terrible. It was just awful. Imagine having thousands of people on one floor and then another floor and another floor and then trying to get them all to the same place to go in. I think that one of the big problems was the super pass holders, which don't get me started on super passes themselves, but they had to move all of those people past the main crowd to get to where they needed to be to get them inside, which there should have been something for that earlier. But I guess at this point, when it's this late, it doesn't even matter. So they probably should have just let everybody in at the same time and not worry about the super pass people as much at that point. Or the super pass thing itself is kind of but
I don't believe in buying super passes.
neither. I don't think a lot of people will be super interested in the super passes next year unless they really get their stuff together.
Well, technically, a lot of people that went this year don't even have to bother buying badges for next year anyway, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Really?
I think there was a rollover thing, something about that.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to roll over for 2 years.
Something like that, yeah. But, like, I'm glad there was a con overall, and I know that it would have been a lot harder now. We're just barely coming out of COVID. Some say we're still in it, whatever. But trying to run a convention, there's been no other conventions. Like this nothing was on this scale, like nothing. So in order to pull that off, they had to go through hell to do it. So I do give them props for that. But we do see the problems, and these are problems that they've had forever. That's the only problem. Like the lines, everything being late. It's always late. Cancellations always happen. We were making fun of it once. It's like, oh, this is cancel con this year, I guess. And I had fun, but
ironically, there was a cancel culture panel about how it's ruining the industry. Yes,
the wokeism or something like that.
It was a lawyer who put how woke culture is ruining the entertainment industry. He is not the lawyer for Anime Matsuri or Vic Matsuri, because I don't know how to say his last name. Vic Mailman. I don't know.
Mustache Man.
But
someone said there was another convention.
There was another convention
in Texas.
There was another convention in Texas, KamehaCon.
Wow. Oh, IckyCon was actually.
Yeah, IckyCon was this year.
Oh wow, I didn't know they actually ran it.
Yep.
Yeah, they did in July
May. It was in May.
How was IckyCon then? I didn't even hear about it happening.
We had one of their staff members come up here. They had some issues. It was all last minute, but otherwise it was actually pretty fun. A couple people came on and complained, but they complained about little things like, oh, none of my friends were there, and there was no parties, there was nothing. I'm like, well, because we always establish the rules. Whenever we rate a convention, a con, based on, we like to avoid things that they have no control over. Like, I've heard people bitch about the weather. I heard people bitch about the parking. Like, there was no parking. They didn't have my favorite figure in the dealer's room. A 6 out of 10.
Go buy it online.
Right. Absolutely. Like there are things that we like to rate cons that we know that they can control. How that the panels start on time, where that they choose, because they get to pick the panels. So that they pick good panels, that the panels start on time. Like, the panels being good or entertaining has nothing to do with the con itself. Like, were the guests any good? Did you like any of the guests? How was the setup? How was the dealer's room set up? How was the artist alley set up? What were the times good? Did they have a good nightlife, like raves, concerts, parties? No, not parties, but raves and concerts, karaoke, all that good shit. Did they how was the adult entertainment aspect of it? Was it only family friendly? How were the staff? Were they friendly? How were the volunteers? Were they friendly? Were they useful?
Yeah.
Actual shit they can control. Like the one year, like 2019, when we had a storm hit Houston and it flooded and a lot of people had to skip Delta. Like, Delta doesn't control that shit. It's not like Delta said,
gotcha.
with the weather. Yes.
I went and looked up that other con, Anime Lockdown. Was it a virtual con? Because I see the virtual rave, which, Jesus, and all that stuff going on. I wouldn't really compare that one to.
I don't do virtual cons.
I wouldn't compare it to.
I barely do real cons.
Having like 20,000 people versus be there versus being like online.
A virtual con is just like watching a movie when they go to the club.
Virtual con doesn't have the same experience as
it doesn't. No,
con.
if you want to watch a rave, just watch Night at the Roxbury when they're at the club.
Okay, so it had 18 fan panels, 5 guest panels, and 2 nights of virtual raving. So maybe yes, it's a virtual anime convention, but there was something about a hotel, so I'm very confused about.
Stay at your local hotel to help support this con.
With the virtual raves. I'm very confused about that one, but Good luck to them anyway.
Yeah, I don't like. I think virtual conventions are kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I don't even go to like, unless you're my friend and we're cool. I'm not going to somebody else's panel.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. What Lexa just said about it being, irredeemable, because the con itself, she might be right in some points on that. If it was me by myself, I didn't have my friends and nobody knew who I was, which makes a big difference because, I could walk up to any people and be like, hey, we met at blah, blah, blah. The dealer's room was actually pretty good. I enjoyed the car show. I didn't really hit a lot of the panels because they just straight up did not interest me. And then when you had those lines come up, I'm not going to deal with that either. I'm too lazy. I just don't want to deal with it. I think the con, if it was cheaper, like half as much on the cost, I'm talking about at the door, it would have been a lot more redeemable. But for the price you had to pay,
it was $85 at the door for the weekend.
Yeah,
plus
that's
the $15 for the Hentai Fest, which was advertised as $10. But that was $10 early bird. Apparently, it was $15 at the door.
15 at the door. Okay, because I saw a sign for $10 if you got it like at the tables where you get your badges and everything like that. So they actually raised it at the door.
That's what I'm hearing.
If that's true, that's just 100% pathetic.
That's bullshit.
This 100 that would piss me off royally. I would be
also hentai should be free.
Hentai,
I mean, it already is
free the titties.
Today's podcast
is
brought
free.
to you. Today's podcast is brought to you by
Pornhub.
For every video that you watch, they will plant one tree. Also, today's word of the day is thick.
With 3 C's.
It was censored hentai as well. I mean, just
censored hentai. Oh no.
They pirated that shit.
That should be extra. That should be extra free.
Should have just stayed in the hotel room.
They didn't give you $2 to walk in there and watch it.
Like, please watch this censored hentai. Please watch this censored hentai.
Hearing all this, I'm thinking that I'm gonna go to Onicon. Of course, I always support Onicon. They're a great con, great people. It's much smaller. It doesn't have the budget that corporate con has, but again, they have the thing called Soul. And I think I'll have just as much fun there as I did at AM, and I'll pay like hardly any of the amount of costs I had to pay for AM. Oh, and I won't even talk about the freaking hotels. Oh my God. That was so expensive. I'll let you know, Hilton, I had like 12 people in my room.
As you're supposed to for expensive ass hotels.
I wasn't going to originally, but I saw the price and I wanted all my friends to be able to go, and I said, screw it. We're going to do it like we did it old school. The elevators required IDs and everything. We made it work. Because of the price. If it was cheaper prices, we wouldn't have had to have done something ridiculous like that. But the hotels are very expensive.
Yeah, actually, speaking of small cons, is Ecchi Expo on your guys' radar?
Yes, it is. Geeks Forever will be applying for press and panels for Ecchi Expo this year, so hopefully we get in there and hopefully you guys come and check us out.
Same here. We are applying for panels. Yes. Already looks fun. I was super sad that it was canceled last year due to the pandemic, and I'm watching all their announcements on like their Facebook stories and Instagram, and it looks like they're gonna have a pretty good cast of guests and whatnot. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Also, anime conventions just need to be catered towards an older audience.
In a lot of ways, yeah. Especially at night. That's when the more interesting outfits come out. I have a few of those myself.
Yeah, the comment section for the podcast is still blowing up.
I see that about the Onicon losing a lot of its original staff. We should talk to I don't want to say his name. The owner of the con. You know who he is. I know who he is.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Trash Queen and King stream. Their comment, we didn't see it on here because it got blocked by YouTube. However, I'm gonna go ahead and read it out. So thank you, Trash Queen and King stream. I don't know shit about Anime Matsuri, but I do know that sometimes the trash royally needs to come out on the Trash Talk cons. Oh yeah, if you want to be on the show, let me know. Like if you have Facebook or let me know. I don't know how to reply to you on here. I don't know.
I'd like if you want to do a podcast about Onicon, I'd kind of like to do that too. I could talk to the remaining staff and see what's going on with them, maybe.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would love to have them. We are going to do a pre-Onicon podcast and a Onicon review podcast. Same with Comic Palooza and Delta HCon.
Okay.
Next Monday is going to be very interesting because it is going to be two cons being reviewed at the same time. Delta HCon versus Comic Palooza. This is literally a David and Goliath story.
Two different kinds of cons, so I'll give them that. But I'm going to be doing charity at Comic Palooza, so I don't know if I could do Delta HCon. It really depends.
Delta HCon has a nightlife.
Good point. It does. Good point. It actually very much does. Like I said, I like Delta HCon, and it's
Trust me,
a
I'm
cute
going. I'm going to
con.
both, but I'm going to both. But I got our hotel room at Delta.
That's where I would have gotten my
Nice.
hotel room too. Yeah. Plus,
So
who wants to get a
already
hotel
know,
over at
like-
the other place?
Like so, you already know what's going to happen. All right, I heard Goku's here. Now we just got to find him.
I'll go find your room if I'm up
It's
there.
like, you know, I don't have to give you a room number. Just like you're looking for like the loudest room. Like it's pretty loud over here. And I
See how
smell
long it takes to get kicked out.
I smell fajitas. He's over here.
He's not
That's-
lying.
That sounds like a packed panel, or a
That's
packed
The
weekend.
room.
The room, it's a suite. We usually get a suite, but they weren't letting us book the suite this year, so I'm going to talk to them about upgrading.
Oh, so Kyle says he knows a bit about the Onicon situation from a former staffer. Guess I'll have to talk to him about it. As for the Etchicon, y'all are both trying to get panels there.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting a panel.
Sounds kind of fun. If one of y'all need a third or fourth or fifth, just let me know and maybe I'll come stop by, hang out with you guys.
Yeah, yeah. Overall, what would you give Anime Matsuri rating wise?
Ooh. Oh, that's my rating.
Oof. F in the chat, people. F in the chat for our Anime Matsuri.
I know quite a bit about Onicon situation from a former staffer who messaged me if you want info about it. Oh, yeah, no. One of the former staffers stayed in my room, told me about everything. He told me about the meetings. He mentioned my name being brought up. He mentioned the discussion they had about me. And that's when I messaged a couple of staff members. I'm like, hey man, look, I heard this. I already know what's going on. I heard about it, and I just came out and told him the truth. And he's like, yeah, I figured. He's like, yeah, I figured. And I gave him because a lot of people blame me for the whole Chris Cruz thing because I made like 2 memes about it, and that probably made me. I probably should have done that, and I shouldn't have gotten involved, and I probably should have said his name.
I know that
Ted
meeting.
Cruz. Yeah, Ted Cruz. I made some memes about Ted Cruz, and
I mean, he's pretty memeable.
yeah, but not anymore. He's pretty much off the radar. But there was some other people I know that were like part of this group of people that were actually like harassing him and trolling him, and the guy that started the fight with him wanted to come onto the podcast and explain why he did that shit.
I watched the entire event unfold, and I do remember when they brought you up because it was specifically can I talk about him? God, I keep trying not to bring up names. A particular DJ.
Ted Cruz. Oh, okay. No. Yeah.
You know who?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that was championing for him about the whole situation because he had some situations to deal with, some issues, if
Right.
you will.
But what it didn't work. They couldn't pin the blame on me because I was at the party with the band and the staff members in that suite at the Hilton.
No, you weren't even at the thing when it happened. It was in the hallway and it involved a water bottle. Okay,
Yeah,
it was so minor. It was
Yeah,
such
it
a
was so
small
minor.
thing.
But I was with some of the staff members partying, and they're like, "Oh, Goku was with us. He was drunk. We know it was him because he kept going arriba."
You ended up being fine. They just didn't like the Facebook comments because they were a little bit defensive about that particular thing. And now it doesn't even matter. That's all in the past.
Yeah, that's all in the past. We're not gonna get into that. So I was just saying, I know a lot. I know some stuff that's going on with them, but we hope we're gonna try to go to Onicon. That's right around the time that we go to Renaissance Festival, and since we have a clan now, it's a little bit more difficult. But we try to come to Onicon for a day to host our panels.
You're gonna be
we don't
there Thanksgiving this year, the final weekend.
Oh yeah.
Okay, my
thought you
clan will
meant
be
an
there
Onicon.
too.
Okay.
Oh no. The Renfest. I got my clan going too. So.
Yeah. We'll be there. Come party.
Hmm.
Eh,
Well, you should make a podcast about that one too.
No, but like on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Anime Matsuri?
4.
Really? Okay. That's
Yeah.
a little bit higher. No, that's a little bit lower than I thought you were gonna give it.
I'm doing this out of con itself, not my personal experience. Now, if you talk about how much fun I had, like just because I was there, because it was a
Probably had
place
like
for
an
my
8
friends
or
to
9.
get together, like yeah, it'd be more like a 7.
Really? Because you look like you had a lot of fun. No, that's just on the surface though. Like I wasn't there for the backstage stuff.
Con itself stuff, I mean, you can go anywhere and meet your friends, as long as there's a way to get together and do it. Like, I'm glad Anime Matsuri exists. Don't get me wrong. If it wasn't there, what do we have? Like for a big con, we don't have a real big one. So,
Well, now we have Anime Houston, so we'll see where that goes.
I mean, a convention can be the absolute worst in existence, but as long as you have your friends, you can probably have a pretty good time.
yeah, that's basically it. I mean, again, back in the old days when there's like 100 people at the con, and you just hung out in the lobby like playing Ninja and stuff, and then had some really weak dance at the end of it. All right, that's great. We had like 10 rooms or 10 tables in the dealer's room, man. It was amazing. I saw all this anime stuff. They even had Goku,
Anime
man.
Houston is also funded by Sex Fest. Do you have any like evidence or actual like proof of that claim? Because the reason why we say that, because we heard that he did a business deal with someone that was like that, but it was like one deal. We don't want to replace one called the problematic owner with a convention with a problematic owner and funder. Well, so he doesn't actually own Anime Dallas or Anime Houston. He did business with the actual owner of the cons, and I don't think he does business with them anymore. And even then, we don't know if he knows about the accusations, because a lot of people in this state don't know about him. Like, we found out about him, and then we did a story, and we don't say his name on the stream because we don't want to get sued. But yeah, like he's suing everybody, and even then, like, we're gonna talk to them. We're gonna talk to Anime Houston people and see what their stance is on it, and we'll go from there. Because we can't as a journalist, you have to get both sides of the story. You have to get both sides of the story, and you have to put all the clues together, because people can manipulate stories. Wow, I'm actually starting to mature. What the fuck?
Good man.
What the hell? I blacked out. What happened?
Because of Senpai Squad even being at Matsuri, like, and all the stuff they did, I might raise my number to a 5 or a barely 6. But that's only because Senpai Squad was there.
Senpai Squad is pretty fun.
Senpai Squad?
Senpai Squad? Oh, okay, I'll send you some stuff on that one. But they've been... Okay, so back in the day, I don't remember which year exactly, they were doing like after party kind of stuff. I think the owner's name is Kim. I've met him a few times. He probably won't remember who I am. But he would do after parties and things like that, like warehouses or wherever, and there would be a little entry fee. It was just a little thing for more adult people to do. It was always a little bit lewd. There was always alcohol. It was for people, like us. So it got real popular. Plus, he got into cars. He made a brand for himself, which was a really badass idea. I actually really think he's cool for all that. And like you can see his brand going around Senpai Squad on the sweaters and things like that. The car shows, he tends to always have something at those. And it's a really cool thing to have in Houston. I'm really glad he's here. I wish I could get more involved with him, actually. If you could ever get him to come and talk to you, that'd be great.
I would like to have him.
Yeah.
Isn't he also part of the sticker store Express Skins?
I believe something about that, but I can't confirm it. I know he's next to Waifu Hunters.
Waifu Hunters, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they all know each other at least. But honestly, they made they made Anime Matsuri for me. Sorry, long day.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's a Monday. What do you expect?
Yeah, it's a Monday.
It's Monday after a con.
This was not something that we had like all the guests there's only one guest that was on here that was pre-planned, and that's Zeros to Heroes.
Yeah.
And everybody else is kind of like last minute.
And I showed up late due to Facebook's fuck up.
Fair enough.
I also sent it to you late because I've been busy all day.
Oh yeah, the food trucks at Matsuri is a great idea, by the way. More cons need to get food trucks in front of their place.
Oh, yeah,
my
more,
God.
more, you get more food trucks everywhere.
Please. I mean, I stayed up on Thursday to Saturday up till like 5 or 7 o'clock in the morning every time, and like having food trucks around the next day was that was great.
Get all the Mexican and taco food trucks there, please.
Right. Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Some people were complaining about Delta HCon not having food trucks. Unfortunately, there's nothing they can do about that. It's with the hotel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough sometimes. I understand.
Honestly, I didn't go to Anime Matsuri. I haven't been to Anime Matsuri since 2017. I didn't go, so I can only go based on what the videos I've seen, what I've heard, what I like, just based on everything that I've heard, seen, like actual proof of it. It seems like Anime Matsuri kind of hyped up their con to the point where this was going to be like WrestleMania, but the production level was like,
yeah,
as if I just have like my cell phone and we're wrestling in the backyard. That's like the production level that they had.
WWE on cell phone.
That's right. So
Good
John, honestly, I don't know why John was the one running the cosplay competition. That should be the cosplay director and the people working for them. He ran the cosplay competition off 2 MacBooks. Now, if he had actually gotten a professional or somebody that knew what they were doing to run the show, they could have told you that a MacBook running on a screen that size is absolutely not going to work.
Well, it was fun to watch them try.
You need to that's why people use that's why people use towers. They use really strong computers that can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was just the problems with the screen flashing and all that stuff. Like it was going green and red at some points, and
The computer was probably overheating.
maybe I don't know. I can't say what the technical issues were. I just know they were
So
bad.
it works off the graphics card, because the graphics card also handles like what it shows on a screen. Like if you play a video game on 1080p, it'll run like at 120 frames or 60 frames per second. But if you run it on 4K, it'll drop. The quality will drop.
I don't doubt that.
So, like when you run it on something like that, that's like, you got to understand a screen that size. That's like 8K, 16K. I don't know if that's true or not, but the computer just has to be able to handle it, and it's got to process all that information at once. If the computer is not equipped to handle it, it's going to overheat. It's going to go sluggish. It's going to have issues. It's going to overheat. It's going to shut down.
Perhaps. I know the screen had technical issues at the very beginning. I'm not even sure if his computers were connected. I have no idea what the problem was. I just know there was one.
And as somebody that sets up their own audio equipment for their own panels, because I don't like to use the cons shit, because like, don't touch our audio mixer. Well, fuck you too. I'm going to bring my own shit from now on. Which we started doing.
I don't blame you.
You got to understand, and for like, okay, if they're going to relocating the concert was probably the biggest mistake they made as far as the concert and fashion show go, because relocating it means that you have to take all that audio equipment, set it back up, and then do a sound check,
and that takes time.
That does take time.
A lot of time.
It does take a lot of time. It's not like something you can just get done in a few minutes.
Yeah. And perhaps they had their reasons and everything, but at this point, like the thing about was it Dr. Seuss, how they said they moved because of them, even though their contracts were signed. Why didn't they just tell them to, excuse my language, but just fuck off? They had the contract signed. There was no reason to let Dr. Seuss take over because they make money for Houston. You should take care of your con. I just think that's a little bit of a strange thing. That's all.
I think the Dr. Seuss thing was commissioned and run by the city of Houston. And since the George R. Brown is Houston,
they got forced out.
They probably like, okay, look, we have another event. This was your original time slot. Remember, the Dr. Seuss thing was not something they just decided to do like a month or two ago. This is something they planned out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And with Anime Matsuri has now become known for switching their fucking dates. They used to be out in April, then they were in May, then they were in June, and now they're in July. They tried to go head to head with Comic Palooza. They tried to go head to head with A-Con. Now they're going head to head with Delta H-Con.
That wasn't cool, honestly. I don't like how Delta's having to compete with AM.
It's not cool that anyway, they have to go head to head with Comic Palooza, but this year, like, I don't think a lot of these venues have a choice anymore. Like, look, they're not the hotel. They tried to reschedule, but they don't have a choice. They have to have it on that date.
Mm-hmm.
And they signed contracts. Anime Matsuri, they're changing their shit, and they can't just they don't play fucking fair. Or they don't want to coexist with San Japan or A-Con. They want to be like, look, we're the top dog, we're the best. We're number one. But as soon as an actual big dog steps up, they're like, whoa, hey man, I thought we were friends. We're all part of the anime community. We're all here to entertain the masses. Why can't we just get along and coexist?
I have a feeling no matter what happens in the future, our 3 local main cons will never get along.
They will not.
Knowing all of the owners on a personal level, it's just, I don't see it happening.
I don't see any of the owners.
It's kind of sad, to be honest.
It's money. It's like people want money. I don't want to talk bad about any of the owners because I love Ushicon. I love Anime CTX. I love Anime Austin. Delta H-Con. San Japan's cool. Ikicon's cool. You know, I'm cool with Onicon. I'm cool with Allcon.
Yeah, and I'm not here to dog any of the cons either. Just give a blunt response to how things were. And I actually do hope that Matsuri does get itself together and starts listening to their fans.
Right. I think Anime Matsuri, the reason why that they're not working, I think the reason why people are just going after them so much is they are afraid to admit their mistakes.
Yes, I can see
very
that.
much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
they don't want to pull up their big boy pants.
Right. They
Mr.
don't say
Zero.
Sorry too much.
Mr. Zero, have you ever been to an Anime Matsuri?
No, but not me. But a friend of mine went this past weekend.
Oof.
They're bored staying at their place.
Hold on. I got a thing for that. Hold on. Where is it? You know what? I'll make one. There we go.
Welcome to the OOF panel.
Yeah,
Yep.
This is OOF time.
Well, I mean, a lot of people a lot of people go to Anime Matsuri because they, oh my god, I haven't been out. I'm lonely. I want.
Yeah.
I fucking love this feature on this channel.
They need to be put in horny jail.
Speaking of horny jail, I had a few people coming up to me in my sailor outfit at the con, and it got real awkward.
Like, I don't care. I don't care if you're a dude. I have a hotel. I don't care if you're a dude.
You know, they're like drunk. They're like, fuck it, I'm already here.
It may have been girls too, but had a guy want to pick me up. Of course, I said, go ahead, because I don't care. But I'm like, that's still a thing, huh?
Let's, can we share this?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead. I had to ask permission before I shared it.
Nice.
It was a good time. And it's obviously a mix of guys and girls in there, but we're all Sailor fans, and that'd be funny to go and do that. That one guy in the middle there with the flag, he's actually from Germany. This is like his first big con experience, so we try to make it a fun one for him.
Nice, not bad.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, at least you had fun. At least you had fun. I'm not gonna dog you for having fun. I mean,
oh no, you find a way to have fun, but it's sad that you have to do that. There was a lot of moments that were stressful, like for me and others. We're just like, come on. But but the saddest thing was our excuse was, that's Matsuri. This happens every year.
Yeah,
that sucks.
I had better shit to do, honestly. With Delta and Comic Palooza both around, literally a week away. Now it's 4 days, but
Delta needs support. People should go.
I have to do both cons, and I am running karaoke Saturday night, so I got to get all my shit ready.
Are you doing karaoke for Delta?
Yep, Saturday night. That's what I'm saying. They got a nightlife.
You
Nice.
gonna do a dating game there again one day?
I submitted it, but whoever's in charge of events keeps denying it.
Ah,
Oh,
boo.
I see.
So it's okay. It's okay.
I mean, there's only one person that runs everything, so.
No. They have all their staff listed.
Okay.
And they also have their positions. Anyways, I do respect that out of them, though. They actually, like we've talked about this before on the podcast. There was a guy claiming to be a staff member for a con as a way to meet girls and tried to like sexually assault them.
Remember that happening.
That's not cool.
I mean, there are other conventions that do shadier shit than Anime Matsuri.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as like sexual harassment goes for John, all he's really been found guilty of, at least admitted to, is inappropriate text messages, inappropriate emails, inappropriate language used in person. He's never actually physically grabbed anybody or touched anybody, as far as I know.
Right.
Or at least there's no proof of it. It's what he did, it's very inappropriate, but he's like, I'm not trying to like, what's the word, defend him or anything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other cons where like this, other con owners have actually raped some of their fucking attendees.
Yep. AM gets worse rep than those cons as well.
They do, only because they're on, and they kind of do it to themselves. They put their con on a pedestal, and when you're that high up, people want to dissect the con even more. And the thing is, dude, they fabricate. They're just like WWE. They'll make up numbers like, we had 60,000 people. Wow, it's a record. We broke the record.
Yeah.
And like,
I understand people be mad at him for it as well. I do want people to remember, like a lot of artists and things like that. This place is important for them. And like, I don't agree with everything that John has done either. Again, this isn't about John. But like, I have a lot of friends that go to the artist alley, dealer's room, things like that, and they live on this. And it has been a long time since they've been able to do stuff like this. So that is important to me, that they're able to have a place to do that. I just wish the place was better for them to do it at. But it's not just John; it's also other people that are making money at these places. It's a big community kind of event.
Mm-hmm. People meeting girls at this con think they have game, but when they approach them, they'd be like,
brain go burr. Girl.
As far as Anime Matsuri goes, though, like I think if they really want to start gaining, if John and Denise, they should step down. Like, they don't have to give up ownership or sell the con, but they should at least step down if they want to start regaining some people back. They're not going to get me back. Fuck that. Until they're absolutely 100% have no involvement. They sell the con. They're not giving advice. They're not guidance counselors or whatever the fuck you want to call them. They're not giving advice. They're not advisors. They're not counselors. They're not on the council. I don't even want them on the sidewalk. They need to sell to the city of Houston and just let it go. They need to make like fucking Elsa from Frozen and just let it go.
I understand.
But if they really want to start getting on people's good sides, they need to make they need to have like Thursday and Friday like be free, and then sell the rest like Saturday and Sunday half the price of what they're going for, like $40 for Saturday and Sunday, but Friday or Thursday, like make one day free for the general public. If you make one day free, you will get so much more you'll get a bigger attendance, and then people will actually consider buying a badge.
At least cheaper. And I know a lot of people were going Ninja this year. I saw it happening right in front of me. It was it's kind of funny.
You need to treat your volunteers better, because you got to remember that volunteers are the lifeblood. Like they are like the white blood cells. They're like the blood. They're the heart and soul. Okay, I'm sorry.
The bread and butter of the con.
They're the bread and butter. They are the soul of the con. Where the attendees are like the heart. They're like the blood. They're like whatever.
How do metaphors work?
Yeah, we're already past 2 hours. I'm like, after 2 hours, I run out of wisdom and metaphors. Like the longer the show goes, the dumber I get.
That's all right, man. I understand.
No
And
worries.
eventually, if this show runs 4 hours, Jesse, no, like Matsuri.
Smash.
Jesse, smash.
Puny Hulk.
Yeah, I think if it was cheaper, it'd be better. And if they delegated on like particular parts to like professionals, better. And if they would maybe keep professionals on there and stop being a little on the
Yeah,
cheap
like
side.
Anime Expo has the preview nights.
Maybe so. Thursday could be free. Maybe make Friday through Sunday just cheaper. 80 is a little
Let me-
ridiculous with the
Let me
hotels
share
on top of it.
something- Let me share something.
80
with
for a
you.
single day is too expensive.
I'm gonna
Was
share
it 80
something.
for a single day?
I'll be
No,
right back.
I'm just saying.
I'll
Oh,
be right back.
80 for the weekend, or 85 at the door for the weekend, I believe, which is still like steep, you know, especially for what you're getting. At this con, it was not worth 85. No. I know they'll tell you to get it earlier, but I'm like, well, man, like I pre-ordered No Man's Sky 2 and look what I got. So,
Like I'm looking
really
at
big on that.
I'm looking at Comic Palooza, and I think their prices for 2 days are over $100.
What?
This is not just a shot at Anime Matsuri. This is a shot at everybody. I'm gonna hit everybody with this.
How much was it for Comic Palooza?
It's $60 for Saturday, 55 for Sunday.
Oh, okay,
That's because they are trying to discourage people from going the whole weekend as a way to split up the crowd for social distancing.
I'm only there for charity. That's okay. Okay.
Oh, I'm going for free. I'm not paying. So I want to take a shot at everybody. Like we started doing this a couple years ago. This is to Matsuri as well. If you want to help improve the atmosphere of the convention, you got to remember that you got to protect your younger audience, everyone that's under of age. It doesn't matter under the legal age limit to have sex. That's not just all under the legal age limit to drink and smoke cigarettes now.
Did you go and grab condoms?
No. Of course not. I have a kid. You think I fucking use condoms?
I thought that's where this was going.
I'm not joining in this part of the conversation.
So when it comes to, you're going to have people that are getting drunk at these conventions. They're going to drink. They're going to do stuff. And they're going to like go out and try to like meet people. And they're going to be drunk as fuck. The thing is, at any convention, you have a lot of people that are under the age of 21 drinking.
Unfortunately.
Not only can they get in trouble, you can get in fucking trouble. And the con gets in trouble.
Yeah, I never did that.
Oh, of course not. No, never.
No, never.
We were good children. We went to church. We went.
We were good kids. We had weed at 16, not 15.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
You had
did
weed
that too. What is that?
What?
Moving on.
I thought it was paprika.
Let me kill what's left of my reputation.
We did the weed and the cola.
So one thing I will recommend for anyone going to these cons and throwing parties, one thing that we're doing now is that we started checking IDs, but we're also giving these out.
Oh, okay. I see. I know what those are. I see what those are.
These are wristbands.
The wristbands, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, what am I looking at? All right, cool.
So with the wristbands, they help you. Like, so for a couple of my panels, if you are drinking, you have to have we're going to check your ID and we're going to give you a wristband. If you don't have a wristband, we'll kick you out.
They got I think Matsuri had stamps. I had one here and I had one here. Yeah.
So wristbands will come a long way as far as protecting people, protecting yourself, and protecting the convention as well. Because Matsuri already has a bad reputation of people trying to take advantage of children. Anyone under the age of 18 is a child. As a matter of fact, anybody under the age of 21 is a child.
That's true.
If you can't drink, I'm not even. Somebody talking to me? I don't hear anything. But honestly, like these, like Anime Matsuri, it's just that the reason why I'm so like I want them to do better. I want them to be better, do better, because no matter what I say, no matter what I do, people are still gonna fucking go. I can't stop them.
That's true. Even next year, I'm sure their numbers will be just as big as this year.
I think their numbers are going down. I feel like they were definitely bigger a few in 2017, 2016.
It looked like they were smaller this year.
Parts of it, I guess, on Sunday especially, but during like the first Friday and Saturday, I think just like the place was crowded. What was weird to me is I didn't see as many cosplays as I normally would. It was very
Right. It was probably crowded
Spartan.
in the first floor and second floor, but on the third floor, it was like
was about as expected on third floor. But
because
holy
people are
crap, was
gonna
it crowded
like one
everywhere
area is
else.
gonna be like the general area where everybody's like
Mhm.
hanging out, but like there are gonna be parts of the con where it's like crickets and tumbleweeds.
Well, sure. I know, but regardless, they are still the biggest one, and like their numbers are ridiculous. They need to just make the con a little better.
Right. They do. They need to actually treat their volunteers with. They need to treat their volunteers better. Actually, take care of them. They need to do a better job of checking IDs. They need to do a better job. Like honestly, there just needs to be like actual security.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Well, for this year, I know they screwed up before in the past with IDs. I didn't have any qualms about their ID checks. They were pretty good about it, and that's me being unbiased again. They checked mine at both of the 18 plus things that I went to, and I got marked with a stamp, and they were pretty good about it. Doesn't mean people didn't use a fake ID or anything, but this year they did pretty good. And when I went down to the beer stall that was outside of the place, I got checked before going in there, and so they were actually generally pretty good about it for once. They didn't have any lacking in that department. Whatever volunteers they put in there, they probably need to keep them.
We have another guest here. They've just joined. We're going to be calling him Adam.
Interesting.
Just to protect their identity. It's going to be Atom, Atom, Atom.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
But you verified who it was yourself, so you know if it's a
yes,
legit
I know exactly
source.
who it is.
Okay.
I don't want more penises on my show.
Right.
Especially
Legit
today.
sources.
Today was a really good show.
Vagina,
right.
yes. Penis, no.
No, neither. No. Hello, thank you for joining us. Can you hear us?
Hello, Adam.
Hello.
Atom. Okay, so you might be able to hear us. You might be able. Okay, so just there's a little gear at the bottom. It's a little gear. It says settings. Just check your settings and make sure that they're set to your actual mic and headset or whatever you're using. Yes, we can hear you.
Hey. Welcome, Adam.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, so I have my own story to share from Anime Matsuri. This was a long time ago. I want to say like it was 2015.
I think I was there.
Yes, and at the time I was a minor, actually.
Oh shit! All right.
Uh-oh.
And so I used to be very big in the Lolita community. And this is before I came out and everything, so I still identified as cis female. So, like, I was at the meetup, like, all decked out in Lolita and everything. But it was called Anime Matsuri Love Day. It was an event that was specifically for Lolitas who were involved in, like, the J fashion stuff and everything, so I got the chance to actually go, and at the time I was just like, ooh, yay, Anime Matsuri, it's the greatest thing around because it's the only con I ever really went to. So I didn't really have the exposure of different conventions or anything like that. But I went, and there was like a lot of Lolita friends, and then turns out John and Denise were there. And basically kind of just going around and talking to other Lolitas and J fashion people. I had actually sent images of the outfit that I was in. It was relatively tame. It was just like like a relatively long white Lolita skirt. I had like a strawberry bag and everything. It was just very simple and everything. And later on during the Love Day, I didn't realize it was him at first because I had never actually seen pictures of him. But it turns out John had actually kind of come over and started talking with me a little bit. I was just kind of talking about like Anime Matsuri, my experience with Lolita fashion and whatnot. And then I don't even remember exactly what it was, but he had asked me some uncomfortable questions about bloomers, which is a very common thing that Lolitas will wear.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember him asking just like, why did Lolitas wear bloomers? Like, what's the issue with if like why wear bloomers and underwear? Why can't we just wear underwear? Blah blah. And then asked me, as I said, I don't remember it exactly, but it was along the lines of, what do you have to hide? And me being 17 years old at the time, I felt just extremely uncomfortable. I didn't even know how to respond, so I just kind of kept quiet, kind of tried laughing it off, just
Yeah.
and just left the conversation. And then he had to do an announcement. That's when I found out that that was actually John. And I was just like, I don't know how to feel about this. And at the time, I kind of laughed it off as a, oh, he just didn't know about Lolita. But looking back on it as an adult, those were some very inappropriate. That was a very inappropriate remark.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah.
In general, it's just gross. It sounds like John at the time, though. I'm not going to deny that. I was also part of that community, so I don't know if I ever met you at the time, but I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah, I am too. All right. I have a question, and I'm sorry if I'm stupid.
You're good.
Bloomers are like fancy underwear, right?
Yes, Lolitas have like specific things that they wear like underneath the skirts to kind of add the poof and everything, and to add more inspiration from Rococo and Victorian fashion. So we'll have like petticoats, bloomers, etc. But like generally, bloomers are not a thing that is talked about unless you are like asking about like where to buy bloomers or so on and so forth.
Yeah, it seems like a very personal question.
Yeah.
That's
and Lolitas
strange.
have to deal a lot with fetishization, especially. Because we get compared a lot to the DDLG or DDLB community. So we deal a lot with fetishization, so we try to make it very clear that there is a difference between the Japanese alternative fashion versus the subsection of the BDSM community.
Which is a big difference.
Yes. So just having that question asked and looking back on it, now that I'm more aware of the world around me, I don't think that was an appropriate question to ask a minor.
Well, John's known for inappropriate comments, that's for sure.
So what you're saying is I need to throw hands.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Catch These Hands. And they're rated E for everybody.
Because we will fight everyone.
That's right.
Well, Adam, have you joined a new group that you think is safer? So maybe like if there's other girls that are in Lolita that are watching, they can join. Because I sort of left that community behind. And I still do some stuff for like the Japanese festival, but that's about it. What about you?
I'm not so much in the Lolita fashion community anymore, since it does cause massive dysphoria since I identify as male now. And
well, congratulations.
But I do I would say that Ruffle Chat on Facebook is a really good community to ask questions, especially for beginner Lolitas or just those who are into J fashion in general, like OG fashion, Visual K, Decora, etc. That is a really good, safe community that is free from convention involvement in general.
Is that a group that runs a community page, or is that like just the whole community?
It is a group specifically. It is a very open and friendly group, has people of like all kinds of different gender identities as well. So if you're like trans or non-binary, it's also a very good safe space to talk about J fashion, etc.
Can I get that one more time? I sure would like to save it.
It is called a Ruffle Chat.
Ruffle Chat.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Can you send me that info?
Sure, I would be happy to do so.
11,000.
I've been a part of it for the past.
Did we lose her?
And I am sending you the info a la Facebook Messenger.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, it looks pretty wholesome, and I'm glad there's a safe place to go. A lot of people I know are always looking for a place to go. I don't know what to tell them.
A gender neutral term that I use is dude.
Dude.
Mm.
Dude.
My dude, one of the boys.
Well, the reason why I say dude, because ever since I saw Good Burger, when Ed is in the shower in his work uniform showering, he sings the song "I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude," because we're all dudes. I just ran with it.
We're all dudes. They're all dudes.
Yeah, I'm looking at a lot of Anime Matsuri stuff, and and I can tell you, like, I'm not going to share too much information about my personal relationship with John and Denise.
Yeah.
But I know for firsthand that I always thought he was kind of like, what's the word? He had a very high sexual appetite, I guess. I don't know if that's the appropriate thing to say. I don't fucking know. English.
He was being perverted
Just
to
say he's a creep.
Inappropriately perverted. I mean, there's no excusing that behavior, and I think that's what he's known for at this point.
Right. I mean, it's the thing is, look, we know there are people that are going to still go to the con. We know people are still going to support the con. Like, people want to go, but there are people that just don't like. There's a difference between wanting to go to something and hanging out with your friends, but there's a difference between, okay, well, I know exactly what they're doing and I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
like, there are people that just generally don't fucking care what they've done bad. And like, I'm glad you Adam came on the show and shared with us, because we've told people, like, hey, like, some of this shit, we have testimonies, we have stories, we don't share identities, but to protect people that come on the show and share. But I mean, you don't have to even get identities or actual names and shit. It's all over the internet. It's all over. There's news articles from Houston Press, Houston Chronicle. You can find it anywhere. But people want to turn a blind eye to, look, if you want Anime Matsuri to start doing better, to start getting more good publicity, John and Denise are just going to have to step away. There's no way around it.
I fully agree.
They have to step away because, one, the con isn't working the way it is going. The current convention layout is not working. I'm sorry, but 2 MacBooks for the cosplay competition, for the fashion show, and for the concert isn't going to cut it. Cut it, dude. Like, MacBooks, first off, aren't made for that kind of shit. When was the last time you saw somebody with a MacBook running a 50 Cent concert? Like, and you got to understand, like, oh, well, we had a lot of technical difficulties because my computer couldn't handle it. Why didn't you test this shit out before? Like, why were there no... I'm literally, like, you know what I did this past weekend for karaoke? I tested all the equipment I ordered. I tested every single plug, every little adapter. I tested out the power cords. I tested all the knobs. I tested out the volume. I pissed off my neighbors.
As you're supposed to.
And I have more cables that I tested. I tested out the HDMI cables. I tested out, like, the tripods, everything. I'm testing out everything. And I still know I'm going to have a technical difficulty. But not a big one. Not a huge one. But, like, I know I'm going to have some kind of issue.
If it doesn't work, get something else.
Right? I have backup cables. Like, you have to have backups for backups. I got a backup laptop. Like, there is no... And you got to understand, I don't like... Geekfire is getting bigger. We're getting more notoriety, but we're not like... I'm not making millions off of this shit. I'm not making anything. I just spent $800 on DJ equipment because I'm going to be the DJ for Ross and Box of Props Mario wedding. So, like, literally, he only gave me $80. I told him I'd do the thing for free, but I needed a new audio mixer, so because they broke into my car.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it sucks. Houston sucks.
I don't think that John or Denise is ever really going to go anywhere, and I don't think that the con's ever going to just die out naturally.
Well,
one can only hope that they finally start just being better people.
It's just that the thing is, they don't admit their faults. They don't admit when they're wrong. They don't admit they can't do something. It's okay if you don't know how to do it. That's fine.
Act human.
They don't know how to, like, admit that, hey, you know what? I don't have no fucking clue as to what I'm doing. You got to understand that not everyone knows everything. Like, there are people that know that could build a fucking house. But as soon as they see an audio mixer or a turntable or a speaker, all right, what kind of cables do you need, man? 1/4 inch, 3.5 millimeter, or do you need a phantom power? What do you need? What's the difference?
I get you.
Or like how much? Like all right, like people look at audio mixers and they don't know what the. I look at an audio mixer. Okay, I know exactly what I'm doing, but I look at my stove and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, there are people that don't know how to change a tire, that don't know how to fix their car. There are people that don't know how to do their plumbing. That's why we have different professionals in these professions. That's why we hire them to do the things we don't know how to do. And that's where John and Denise fucked up. They don't want to hire the people. They don't want to bring them in. They don't want to give them what they're worth. And they want to try to do it themselves to fucking save a buck.
Yeah, they're really cheap and it's showing big time this year.
I mean, the fashion show showed it. T-shirts and booty shorts.
Yeah, that was weird.
Did
That
the
was
booty
just
shorts
weird.
at least say juicy on the back?
No, I don't believe they did. And I left after the first concert too. I only could watch so much of the actual fashion show. The second time they came out wearing the booty shorts and the t-shirts, I was like, what the fuck? I just walked out. I was like, this isn't... What part of J Fashion is this? The shirt, the brand? I mean, come on. You could have shown something interesting. They've done it in the past. They've shown good outfits before. This year was just weird.
They have, but they've already burned their bridge with the Lolita community in Houston. They burned their bridge with the J Fashion community in Houston.
The Lolita community, I will add on the side, can be a very toxic environment just on its own. Not even being part of that.
I hate to break it to you, sir, but most communities in our industry are toxic.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm pretty, unbiased.
I started doing coverage for the rap community, like the rap competition community, and they are so uplifting, dude.
Oh, yeah?
They're in a competition, but they're still cheering each other on, encouraging each other, giving each other advice.
Not battling about what brand they're wearing.
They're like complimenting each other, telling each other like, "Damn, dude, you surprised the shit out of me." Everyone's just there getting drunk and having a good time and performing, and everyone's just like they're so quick to give advice too. Like, "Hey, man, you should do this, you should do that."
No, that's wholesome.
And it's like that with the podcast community. Like, everybody's so quick to be on each other's shows and help each other. Like, why is it that we grew up as geeks and we wanted people to accept us and love us for who we were, but now that we are the mainstream, like, we're so picky as to who we allow in our clubhouse?
Yeah, it can get really weird. I don't know. I stopped caring. Just kind of like.
Well, as a YouTuber, as a podcaster, as a Twitch person, I have to like talk about these things. Like,
oh no, you talk about it all you want. I'm just glad to be away from those.
And I will.
You better.
I will have me a little hat that says press, and I'll be at the mic. I'll be at all the other parties with the microphone going. I heard that Zoe called you a punk ass bitch. Can I get a rhetorical?
Maybe you should actually go to conventions and have someone follow you with a camera so you could do interviews and things like that.
Actually, we have cameras now.
There you go. Go to the bad ones. Go to the bad ones too. You don't have to get a ticket. Just go to the bad ones and.
I'm not going to Matsuri.
Don't pay for it. Don't support if you don't want to. That's
I
fine.
go to after the Nazi
but show
thing,
us what's going on.
If I go to the Matsuri thing, if I go, I will never hear the end of it. Because you got to remember the Nazi thing happened right before my grandfather died.
Which Nazi thing?
The Nazi that read the fan fiction.
There was a group of cosplayers who were doing the Heil Hitler gesture quite a bit around the con. I remember that happening.
What year was that? Oh, wait, never
2018.
mind. Yeah, I was thinking of another incident. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So, fucked up part is there was a lot of misinformation. So, the Nazi guy in the article, his photo.
Right.
That's not even the right guy.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks.
Because I ran into that guy at the Renaissance.
Just a random Nazi dude?
The guy, if you look up Anime Matsuri Nazi, Google it.
There's
like
a couple
all the news
that come
articles,
up.
all the articles that cover it, they have this Nazi dude as the front page cover. Yeah, he's not the right guy.
Cool. Yeah, that's right.
They got the
this
wrong
thing.
dude. The actual
Wow.
Nazi dude had an actual swastika, not a. This guy had a Wolfenstein thing.
Oh, the Wolfenstein guy.
Well, Wolfenstein is better than Nazi.
Oh
Well,
my
the guy that
goodness.
read the fan fiction actually had a swastika.
Woof.
There's a Neo Zeon cosplayer that's not far away on the images. It's definitely not a Nazi. I could see the similarity, but that popped up as well. Oh, that's awkward. I know who that is.
And he didn't read the fan fiction at my panel. He read it at a fan fiction panel. I was supposed to host terrible fan fiction.
Yeah.
And he read it at the fan fiction. But because our fan fiction one was so popular, they just pinned it on Geeks Forever.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Oh man, that's awkward. Yee.
So they blame, and actually it was them who blamed us. No one else had blamed us at the time. And it caused so much stress. And that same day I was visiting my grandfather because he had been in the hospital for a year. And he passed away either 2 months or 3 months later, but he passed away right before I found out that my ex-girlfriend was pregnant with my child.
Yikes.
So I had a big year. So that's why I will never. And I could have let it go. I could have. People are saying you're stupid if you let it go. Well, being a Christian, I'm taught that I should forgive people and love them and whatever, yada yada yada, and never judge. I don't judge people. Like, that's the golden rule that people forget. When you're religious, you should not judge others. But I would have let it go. Maybe not forgiven them. I would let it go. However, if they had just apologized. If I would have just gotten, look, we fucked up. Not even a sorry, hey man, we fucked up.
Matsuri's not good about its apologies for anything. It's one of their biggest problems is they suck at apologizing.
And I should have sued the con.
It's like Logan Paul style apologizing.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have taken that. I would have taken some kind of acknowledgement. We made a mistake, and it was not Geeks 5 ever involved.
Yeah, that would have been nice. You'll probably never get it. But hey, if you talk enough shit and get big enough, they'll probably, talk to you
I'll
at that
probably
point.
get a cease and desist too.
Oh, wait, yeah, that thing.
I forgot that's a thing.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we
Good
left, because of
point.
Scarfy
Good thing to
Scars.
bring up. God, that's so freaking bad.
And look, I get it where John was coming from. I got to see it from his point of view too. I know that's really shitty, and some people are going to get mad, but I got to see it from his point of view. I've had people try to make up stories about me and get me in trouble and get me kicked out of the community.
Me too.
Yeah, I've been there for a couple of them.
Yeah. Well, there was just the one.
Yeah. So people will make stuff up in this community, and I got to see it from his point of view. Look, I don't need you spreading fake fucking shit, even though most like 95% of the shit she was saying was real and like true. Like, look, man, just like calm down. Like, look. Even then, I wouldn't have sent her a cease and desist.
Yeah.
I would actually look. Do you
do
you mind like if I come on your show, or do you want to come on our show, and I'll explain like my side, and you can tell me what your beef is with me, and tell me how I can fix myself, and
That would be
we can go from there.
interesting.
Like, you got to talk to people. So like, look, I see you hate me. I see you're bad mouthing me. Like, will you give me a chance to defend myself? Because we offer that with conventions. We had a cosplayer come on here and badmouth a convention, just give her side of the story. The convention got mad. We took down the podcast. We offered to let them come on the show and give their side of the story and give their version, because we believe everyone is innocent until proven guilty.
I don't like when they tell you what you can't say. Like, if a convention's going after an individual with bad comments, and maybe they're true if they're telling them to take it down. That's what I think.
Well, no, they didn't ask us to take down the podcast.
They didn't? Okay.
No, we took it down because they got mad, and they wanted us to download the podcast and send it to them because they were going to take this individual to court. So because they're on a trial battle, because they went into trial, we have to take down the podcast.
Come on, this is
dumb.
This is dumb shit from a convention too. Even if it's true, like we're going after kids. This is like when Funimation did that leet thing. You remember when they were going after the people that downloaded the anime and the specific number was leet? It's just immature stuff. if you got a good con, it'll market itself. If you're good and wholesome people, it'll market itself. You don't need to worry about all the little hate guys. The fact that they show attention to that person that much means maybe something they said was true, or they're afraid of it somehow.
Honestly, if it was me and if I was doing a statement, look, I would have came out like, look, everybody, I know there's an individual out there saying a lot of stuff, saying a lot of shit, saying this, saying that. But let me put it to you like this. Look, I admit I did wrong, and I have changed. Look, I'm trying to change my ways, trying to better myself. Let's move on. Like, you don't have to forgive me. You don't have to give me your respect, but allow me a chance to redeem myself.
Yeah.
And like, don't say the individual's name. Don't say their channel. Don't say who they are. Now, I will admit I have gotten petty on my own channel a couple of times. I will admit that I went too far, that I have gotten petty, and I've done things that I shouldn't have, and with my channel. And I will full 100% admit that I can get really mad sometimes, and I let that get the best of me. Like when I had the individual who accused me of being a sympathizer for criminals just because I supported Black Lives Matter. We did a whole podcast about that, and I was not saying his name, even though I said something very similar to his name. I called him Mr. Gravy. And then he blocked me, and then I said his actual name on stream, which I should not have done. The following podcast, I offered an apology. I was like, look, I'm sorry. I went too far.
You never want to have a personal army sort of situation where they go and attack.
No,
people.
I told everybody, look, don't go after him. If you go after him, we're not.
Well, you learned. It's cool.
No, I told everybody, like, don't go after him, okay? Don't go after him. Like, don't do that, because if you do, we're gonna throw you under the bus. Like, look, we have nothing to do with him.
Plus,
jail. Fuck it.
Depending on what you say, you can get in trouble for that too.
Mm-hmm. No, that's why. Like, look, I get it. I offered an apology. Like,
yeah,
look,
yeah.
You ever want to? I even said, like, look, if you're watching this, if you're contact me, and you want to come on the show and like sort things out, we'll do it. I'm not. I don't have to like. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to hang out. We don't have to get along. Like, just because I don't want you to eat at my table doesn't mean I don't want you to eat.
Sure.
And I've always had that mindset. Even with Matsuri, I had that mindset with Matsuri if they had just admitted they had fucked up. But because it was like this was a year like my grandfather passed away, and I have his picture up behind me. Like right
honest,
there.
I can't see it, but I got you.
It's
oh, there it is. Okay, now I see it. Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, I had a breakdown when I saw him that day, dude. I broke down. You know what it's like to get like 300 text messages about, like, we posted a tweet that had reached out to 20,000 people. We had 100 new followers just from this. People were defending us. I had friends that were like looking down on me now because they thought that the shit was true. Even the guy from Insomnia in Houston was like, dude, you're the Geeks Forever guy. Like, everyone's accusing you of this Nazi thing. He told me this at Numbers Friday night, but I was too drunk to give a shit.
I understand. Actually, I really understand. You're good.
And I even live streamed myself driving to work to prove I was not there. I almost lost my job. I broke down and started crying when I saw my grandfather, who I had not seen in months.
Yeah, rumor trains are bad. Gotta prove things.
2.5 months later, my grandfather passes away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you? And people were like thinking that, oh, it's not a big deal. Goku, get over it. Like, no, it hurt. It hurt a lot because Geeks 5 Ever almost died. Like, I was thinking about just taking Geeks 5 Ever down at the time. I was like, I don't think we're ever going to recover from this because they ruined it.
Mm-hmm. No, I get you on that.
No, but we want to thank Adam for being on the show. Thank you so much for coming on here and sharing with us.
Thank you so much for having me on here. It was nice to finally get that off my chest.
No, not a problem. Not a problem.
Thanks for telling us.
And if you ever join the show again and you need to leave, just feel free to say so.
Everyone's welcome to come and go. No,
when
everyone's welcome to interject.
Anyone's always welcome to come and go as they please.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
So
I think I'll take that as a cue for me to leave as well. But I did want to say, if people want to, they should go and check out Delta H. It's a lot smaller of a con. It's nice to see your friends, though, and it's a good little con. It has soul, and they don't get in trouble for weird things all the time. And
not all the time.
Not all the time. And then there's, of course, OniCon. You know, we don't have a lot of local stuff. That's what I was really wanting to help with, is getting our local stuff.
Well, we don't have a lot of local anime stuff.
Yeah.
We have OwlCon, which is a convention dedicated to tabletop gaming. We have Retro City Palooza, which is just an arcade gaming convention.
That's cool.
We have several tabletop gaming Comic Cons. We have but the thing is, we don't have a lot of anime.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
With that being said, thank you for joining us, Nico. Thank you. We're actually going to go ahead and end the podcast. Thank you for joining us as well, Zeros to Heroes. If there's would you like to plug in your social media?
Yeah, just anywhere Zeros to Heroes, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Just look for the logo.
Yeah, and you're both more than welcome to join whenever y'all feel like. Just hit me up and let me know.
Yeah, we'll do.
Oh, yeah, not a problem.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining us. This was definitely a bigger podcast than Friday. Definitely a lot of people joining. We definitely got a lot of people that hate us now. Hate me at least. Definitely lost a few subscribers. But with that being said,
did you really?
Well, we lost one and we gained one.
Then it all evened out.
Yeah, it all evened out. But thank you everybody for joining us. Join us on Wednesday for another Power Hour. And Friday, I will be doing a live stream from my hotel room at Delta HCon live, probably at 4 or 5 p.m. in the afternoon. Because unfortunately, I got to be at my friend's wedding, and we have to do speed dating at night. And Saturday, I'll be at Comic Palooza, and we have Delta at night. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm JB from the Geeks Fire channel, also King Mexico. I'm telling everybody to be classy. Peace.
Yeah.